Trading futures in the night, so cold rocket dreams, resilience in the fold. Hedge pressurizing, the charts are bold. DD bands rapping, stories untold. Riding with rockets through the AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every trade hope never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train hope never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Ascending, mind on fire, never ending. Trees of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Riding with rocket scooter AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train, oh, never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Charts, midnight glory. Heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud. Future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with their AI. Up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies. On the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, tracking the charts, midnight glory. Sanctuary in awe, it's blending. Mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
What's up, everybody?
Ah, yes. What's up, everybody? Hold on. Guys, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Howdy, friends. All right, let's get going. FOMC day, baby. Hey, what's up? How are you guys doing? Welcome to the stream. Good morning, Simon Fraser. Yo, I saw your message on Steam last night, dude. We are, my two buddies of mine are all grinding out Apex Diamond, so I missed out. I want to get back to playing some Battlefield, though. I just want to tap Diamond this season and then get back to playing some Battlefield. Almost there, man. I'm like 2 games away. Simon Dean, what's up? Trady, Adel. I think I got the Phantom Edition when I got Simon Dean. I think that's the one I got too. You got to play with us, dude. Me and Fraser play all the time. Oh, we did when it came out. What's up, Future D, Franco, Cav? What's up, man? Where's Ryan Wade? Not here yet. Oh, he must be sleeping in. He's never not here. We need our hype man in the morning. What's up? Everybody, Bluekin, what's up? Great Warrior, Hub, Ski Bomb. As a beginner, can you trade? As a beginner, can you like learn from stuff here on this channel? Yeah, you can learn everything here. As a beginner. This is kind of designed for learning as a beginner. Reading all y'all's comments. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Those overnights were like money last night. Started today at 5K, feeling like a mini map. Oh yeah. Where's the trolls? Like, I made all of this money last night on stream. I mean, listen, guys. Yes, I'm showing up with $16,000 of profit off stream, but I tell you in the boot camp every day, I'm going to long at the open, and 1,000 of you heard me say that yesterday, and I did. Now it's good money. It's not my fault. The last, I don't know, 6-month bull market has been fantastic Asian session trading, like so straightforward and easy. Long up hedge pressure, long up monthly, long up hedge, long up monthly. Ryan, oh, there's Ryan. Hey, what's up? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Good morning, Ryan. Ryan, my best friend. Good morning, everybody. I traded with that. Why Ninja doesn't work with Rocket? Yeah, that's Ninja Trader's choice. Yeah, Ninja Trader was definitely decided back in the day to shut off all third-party platform connections to their service, probably because they were merging with Ninja Trader at the time. And all right, let's get this loaded up here. Good morning, y'all. Yeah, they were like, you know, it didn't make any sense. Again, I'd tell you the history of what I think happened. Back when it was just Trade of 8, the open API was open. Anybody can connect with it with their platform. All these platforms kind of like connected with them through the old CQG API they had. And then all of a sudden, they were going to be merging with Ninja. And Ninja is a platform, and it's a platform for sales. So supporting third-party platforms didn't make much sense. So they cut off the API so that third parties like us couldn't connect to the Trade of 8 brokerage because of the Ninja merger. And I think they were doing that so they can have platform superiority, as much, you know, sales of platform and everything, so the bottom line could be as best, so they can get as high dollar of an exit price when they sold to Kraken. So I think that the whole lineage of let's shut out our competitors was so they could sell to another person. And now that that's happened, the new firm hasn't really thought about it. Now I'm building, like I said, I'm building a very strong relationship with Ninja Trader now, these days. And I hope to use that relationship to convince them to open their API up so the platforms like us can trade their services. And that's where I'm kind of trying to tell you guys, we all got to make sure that we get in good with the Tradeify. I used to be very close with the original Tradeify team. Now with the new team, I mean, I know a lot of the people that work there, but I mean, I used to be close with the CEO and the CFO and all the guys there. So now with the new team, we got to convince them, hey, we'll help you guys, you know, get more sales and stuff, your brokerage services. If you let our platform connect to your service again, that way people can trade props inside a Rocket Scooter. So speaking of that, I need you guys to sign up for the Ninja Trader competition. We need to fill those ranks up. Let me give you guys a link. No matter what, I want you to all sign up for this. If you haven't already signed up for it, it's $100,000 prize and it's free. I repeat, and it's free. Let me put this here. All right, I'm going to post a link. Everybody here, even if you're not competing, sign up using our link. It's free. Let me explain something to you. It's a free contest Ninja Trader is doing. It's Monday only. It's 1 day of your time. That's it. The winners get $100,000. Top like 400 people or something get $100. There's a couple of like 50, like the prizes are huge. And let me read them for you exactly. There's some, oh, I lost the little thing. Here it is. Sign up, but you must click our link because we're going to show them that we are fucking awesome and huge. And this is the qualifier 3, which starts on Monday. 50,000. Okay, so the first qualifier, first place is 8, second place is 2, third place is 1,000, and 4th through 400th place is $100 each. If you pass that in the top whatever, 10% of people go to the next round. And the next round is 100,000 first place, 25,000 for second and third place, 10,000 for 4th through 10th place, and $105 if you get in the top 300. Meaning that you're going to have basically a very simple chance. Remember, these tournaments are only 10,000 people each. So you have a 1% chance of getting $100 free for YOLOing some contracts and going to work. That's it. Even if you don't want to compete, you taking a slot up is giving people who are competing from this community one better chance to do it. Remember, everything that we do is math, right? So I want everybody to sign up for the third qualifier. You can. $100 to top 400. Yeah, like free money. And it's a 1-day contest. That's it. A 1-day trading competition. So you literally just pick your side. I'll prep you guys the night before how to trade it. Give me some tips. I find out about South Africa. Dude, like I said, they aren't able to change anything at this point. It's bigger than the tournament. It's more like who they do business with in general. Yeah, that's like a greater topic. When I have my next meeting with them, I'll discuss with them some country limitations, just so I can get more clarification for you guys. Ninja Trader Arena Cup, yes. Sign up, use our link above. The link is posted and pinned. Use our link to sign up. That way they know you came from us, and then they look really nice. Like I said, the ultimate goal of my relationship with Ninja Trader is to have a deeper connection with Ninja and Trade Prop, so that we can do other things like get Rocket Scooter tools in their platform, get their API open back up so you guys can trade your props on our platform and things like that. So we're kind of really trying to show off a little bit how big we are. We're filling up those last 1,900 slots. We should easily be able to do it. I'll give you guys all the tips and tricks. But one of you knuckleheads are going to YOLO yourself into $100,000 in 2 days of work. Like I said, that's you know, kind of like pretty good odds. One of you guys for free. It's free entry. Like, it doesn't cost you anything. That's like the best part. It doesn't cost you anything. And speaking of free, here's some partner endorsements going on today. Elite Trader Funding still has their brand new, still has their 70% off beginner and expert account, 70% off the statics, the best static account in the biz, and the easiest account to pass of all of our partners is a static. Not that many people have one, and theirs is awesome with the fat 2000 static buffer. Static buffer. It doesn't move when you make a profit. Stays the same. So your drawdown gets bigger as you make money. Statics are cool like that. They also have a $57 what I call value accounts. Value accounts are prop accounts under $100. They're designed for like people that want to like a valuable prop account for like less money. They have a end of the day, the trailing drawdown fast track 10K for $57 all in now, which is crazy. 57 all in, no activation fee. So that's competing with like the Rapids, with Funded Next, and with the cores with my Funded Futures. Like they literally undercut everybody. So you now can get a $57 prop account ETF. Funded Next, massive. Funded Next just now released the best end of the day drawdown account in the business now for 4 days only for the Halloween special until the 31st. It is no monthly fee, no activation fee, uncapped payouts, no payout split. You can DCA in the accounts, no daily loss limit, and now no consistency when funded. The first time in prop history, there's Matt's triumvirate, the 3 rules I always say: cap payouts, DLL, or consistency. Props are going to have some of the 3, if not all of the 3. The best ones will have 1 of the 3. Funded Next for just the special has 0 of the 3. It's incredibly scary how much money they're going to be losing doing this, but it's only a 4-day thing. No consistency once funded, which means you can get passed in 3 days. You'll owe a big payout, flip the account the other 4 days, and then get your payout pretty simply. Pretty cool. My Funded Futures still has their $3,000 core add-on for free. $77 for a potential $3,000 payout. That's pretty much the biggest return on investment of a sub $100 account you can get. 20x in 7 days. Pretty cool to me. Okay, Trade Fi sold 30% off. You got 60% off a futures desk. Love those guys over there. 80% Apex, 40% take profit. And I still got to take Apex off the top of the damn stream. I've been running out of time though. Okay. So make sure you guys sign up for the ninja thing. Even if you don't want to compete, think of it like this. You signing up removes a slot from someone else, and therefore you increase the odds of one of our people winning a little extra bit. Remember, every little bit helps. All right. Did I not pin more than one message? Okay. Hit that like button, you guys. Talk about the market. We got Fed Day today, y'all. All right, let's talk about the market, baby. I don't know why my lines are shut up. Let me go talk to. So I figured out, I solved the bug as to why the DD was flagging. Is the current month? Yes. So the DD was flagging because it's still tied to the table. And I don't know why S&P is not gonna, it's gonna show up, I guess, when the S&P. Let me try something real quick, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna turn my platform off and on real quick. So if your DD alert is flagging, it's because your table is still set to H contract and you're clearly going to be above the H contract now. So what you have to do, oh, it's still not showing up. What you have to do to get your DD fixed, and we're going to put a little fix for this, is you have to go to the table down here at the bottom, open that little chevron to open up the table, go to your S&P contract, change it to Z, then save your layout, then refresh, and then the alert should fix. For some reason, it's still tied into what you select on the table, because the old system was you would tell it which contract you were trading. It became really cumbersome because, you know, you had to roll over each one. So we're going to have like maybe a couple things like here that you'll have maybe a selector inside of here so that you can choose like a settings that you can choose auto rollover, or you just choose 1 month that it changes all of them. And then that should turn it back to green. So if you guys had stuck in yellow or red or whatever, maybe have a settings gear, the right of the alert box, settings, the alert box title. The settings can be auto rollover by default, which selects the current month. Or you can choose which contract month you want to display the alert for in a drop down similar to the table. And then that selection applies to E, NQ, and R2I. Should give flexibility as well as automation. Simple as that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a gear, maybe here. You click it, auto rollover will automatically roll this in the back, because right now your alerts are actually tied to the table still, and you might still be on H. So the idea is that it'll automatically roll you forward when on a date we choose, or that you can actually use the drop down to trade an old contract if you're trading an old contract. Simple enough. All right, so we'll fix that. But I found the bug on that one. ETF Kaizen's in here. What's up, Kaizen? You have a question in chat about the payout cap on the ETF statics, if you don't mind getting that up. How often are the payouts, things like that? You got some questions in here about your statics, brother. Feel free to hit those answers. Kaizen from ETF is here in chat today. The giveaway for Lifetime is on the last day of the month, baby, which is Friday. Now, my DD bands are not showing up. I think it's because it's get the drawings. It'll pop up whenever liquidity maps pop up, I feel like. There it is here. There it is there. Which is so weird because it's like, let's do this. Let's refresh. Yeah, both are well, I'm trying to troubleshoot a bug right now, actually. I know they're both S&P. So what's going on is that if you see my NASDAQ, my S&P on the right is not showing any of my drawings. That's the weird thing. And they should pop up when liquidity maps pop up. I'm trying to trigger it to show up the drawings. See right here? Okay, now the map popped up. See, there's something weird going on with my second chart here. It's acting a little weird. I'm trying to trigger the DD bands popping up. Okay. Let me get him to come here so I can show him a bug. Are they off the screen? No, they're not here. It will normally pop up whenever the liquidity map. I've seen it sometimes. Now I finally have recreated it, so I'm gonna get my guy to come here and check it out. I've been trying to recreate this one for a while. Sometimes your drawings will disappear like this, and they don't queue up until the 9:30 data dumps, and then everything will pop up. Guys, what's up? Don't forget to smash the like button at 1,000 likes today. Triggers giveaway, bonus giveaway. We give away elite trader funding, direct to funded account like we do every single day, you guys. 10 o'clock Eastern, or did I say 10? Whatever time I said. Bonus at 1,000 likes, 10 my funded future scale accounts. Bonus at 1,500 likes, 10 funded next extra accounts. We give away 20 accounts today. Now smash that like button. Your table is Z and you still have the alert. I had to switch it to Z, then save a bunch of this, then refresh the platform. Like I said, we're gonna fix it. Let me even my link here. Hold on. I'm about to show one of my developers a bug, so y'all are gonna have to hang tight for a second. What's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning. Congrats on the 50K. Oh, thank you. Do you get real-time data with Pro Plus? No, you have to actually go buy your data separately. We don't. Yeah, you have to still get your data. We give you free delayed data, but you have to go buy data from the developers. Jod, are you here? Hold on. All right. Okay. All right, Jod, here's a bug that I've been trying to recreate this to show you. There will be some days where on the right chart, no drawings show up. Like an example is, and I don't know what's cached or whatever, but if you look right here, if I click NASDAQ, everything's fine. And sometimes the drawings will show up and disappear like this. Let's trigger SPY. It's only on the right chart or when I do multi-chart. See how the drawings are showing up and disappearing and kind of flickering a little bit? Can't explain it, but it's bugging out here. And sometimes it does this and sometimes it doesn't. See how I'm moving this around? Now let me go ahead and show you on the settings. Oops. Settings. I don't have auto scaling triggered. Okay, so that's turned off. But yeah, it flickers like that. It's like kind of weird. And when I switch to the tickers, like some of them are fine, but then look, NASDAQ is not showing, you know, the drawings. S&P is not showing the drawings. What ends up happening is that whenever the market opens and we get our dump or the liquidity maps, everything fixes itself. So get in the overnight, in the mornings, it gets stuck in some weird state sometimes. See, now it finally loaded up. And it sometimes you have to like trigger it a bunch and it won't let up. Right now, my S&P is not loading up. EP on the right chart. So I've done a lot of things like, you know, essentially like save the platform, close it and open it up, and it still saves the state. So whatever the state is stuck in, sometimes it happens. So on event switch, like whenever we switch to a ticker, it's not calling the data. It's only like caching the data, and somehow it's caching 0, and it's not like asking for, it's not noticing it doesn't have anything and then pulling new data. So I don't know what to do in the overnight to trigger it. I've tried some tricks before to like, hello? Hey, Pickle. I've tried some stuff to trigger it, like sometimes whenever you switch tickers to like a liquidity map, then you switch back, it'll pop up, like it'll trigger it. But something weird is going on because it's flickering a little bit. What up? Oh, see you later, baby. What's up, Pickle? Oh, let's say hi. Hi, Pickle. Hey, buddy. Pickle. What's up, buddy? So anyways, I'm not really sure what's happening, but it's only happening with the multi-chart. So something's gone on Jod. So I don't know if you can recreate it, or it maybe it's something that on top of your head is allowing you to like kind of think of the way it is coded. But when I put ES over here, it's just fine. Like when I load NASDAQ over here, it's just fine. And then on this right chart, and what I've tried doing is like switching charts here, saving the layout like that, then like refreshing the whole thing, and then reconfiguring it, or redoing it. But then when I reconfigure it, load layout, load my layout. So it's fresh and brand new. Then I'm going to build a second one, and then I'm going to go to S&P, and it's still, oh, well, there it is. Now it fixed. So I have to go through like those steps to sort of like, you know, dislodge whatever the bug was, which is like refresh it and load it back up. But what ends up happening is that it's not retrieving the data until the market opens, but that should be it. Hopefully that helps. What was my trade plan last night? Oh man, you guys got to be in the boot camp. Trade plan last night was long at the open. The first thing I say at the end of boot camp is I tell everybody my trade plan for the night. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So we're going to fix that bug. If you guys get that bug sometimes, it typically fixes itself when the market does open though. Welcome to the stream, guys. Oh yeah, so in boot camp, the best part about the boot camp is that's the closest thing you're ever gonna get to a call out from me ever. Because in boot camp, part of the educational process is I describe my overnight trades if I do make them, and that is part of the boot camp, always. Last night, very, very, very straightforward. And I tell you guys this all the time. We open with the hedge pressure right here. Anytime I open a blue hedge pressure, I'm always long in at the open, always. I did NASDAQ and said, okay, cool, I'd love to buy here. S&P at the open, I go perfect. I'm gonna long at the open. That's all I did, long at the open. And that was it. 6,000 in two of my accounts. On my way to be funded next record. World record payout will be me. I will have funded next biggest payout in roughly 10 days. 10 trading days. Can you not believe that? ETF competition, first place. BDH competition, first place. Funded next, world record payout holder. Now what I'm gonna do after this is I told people for funsies, because the Robbins Cup is only 300% up, I'm gonna enter the Robbins Cup like next month and try to win it in like the last month or two, just because it's 300%. I could put 10K into account and YOLO that shit to first place just to prove how comically ridiculous it is. I think the competition is the stupidest thing on the planet. So I'm gonna go win it and then just tell everybody how stupid it is. if I can. I start my 100K random trading challenge on November the 1st because, you know, Matt Core is officially, his eyes must be hurting just like Lance because that motherfucker backed down. Matt's not a good trader. He just YOLO'd it. I was like, would you like to compete one-on-one? I'll put some money into your account. Yeah, only if you get your lawyer to sign a contract. So I got my lawyers to make a contract. He never responded. back down. The AMC guy, the AMC pump and dumper, the guy on YouTube, he's trying to trade futures now, horribly blowing up Apex accounts for a living for affiliate money. Anyways, he's backing down, and that 100K in that account was supposed to humiliate him. But since it's not AMC and he can't pump and dump and he has no interest in trading it because people will see how bad of a trader he is. However, I'm still gonna have a trading competition against him and make it random at the same time just to make it hurt. So I'm gonna advertise this trading competition as not only is he the worst trader on YouTube, however, I will also beat him in a $100,000 real trading account competition that my viewers get to choose and pick randomly when I trade. And as a random trading account with a random strategy, my risk management is so good, I still won't lose money. So it's going to double down as my random challenge as well. So the random challenge is a proof that risk management is really all you need. And then I'm going to draw a name randomly from the chat. A person's randomly going to give me a time window of 15 minutes, probably what I'm going to do. And those 15 minutes, whenever it comes, I got to make a trade. I have to trade no matter what. I get to pick long or short. And I get to pick my position size when I get in, when I get out. But I don't get to wait for the perfect setup. And I'm going to still make money as a trader, just with risk management, to prove the technical analysis and trading strategies that look at candles and charts are not needed to make money. I'm going to let you guys randomly pick. And with that, there is no requirements to the contest. I can do whatever I want. So the handle is, if you guys throw me a time and there's an A+ there, I can go YOLO that thing. If you guys throw me a time and there's not, I can trade a micro. But the challenge becomes I get perfect control over my position size. And the idea becomes, this is proving to you that that's all that matters, is the position size. So I get to observe in front of me and say, I have to join the trade. Which side do I pick? So I get to make a judgment call there. And then I get to make a complete choice of how big I trade. I'm going to start that on Monday. Okay, talk a bit about the issue with Topstep and Pat Whelan. Well, I'm just going to tell you guys something about Topstep. I mean, I'm absolutely boycotting Topstep. And honestly, if you want to support a firm that's going to bully community members, I don't care what the case may be. If you're a very big and healthy firm, you would shrug off small differences between you and a former contractor that you worked with. You would have arbitration. You would solve it. Right now, they're trying to make a spectacle. It's a personal thing. Michael Paddock is personally insulted by Patrick, so he's trying to make it hurt. This is a giant fuck you to you guys and the industry. Topstep itself has no backbone. They're trying everything they can to intimidate and harass a fellow community member. Despite the legal differences, it can be settled very quickly in court. The fact they're trying to make a spectacle out of him, you're next on the chopping block. So be careful what you say, because they might sue you too. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's absolutely petty. And that's not the behavior I want in this industry that I'm a very big leader in, and subjecting community members to it. Like, you're still using Topstep. Imagine you're supporting a firm that's going to bully people to make a message. That's a sign of desperation and losing market share. FundNX is absolutely destroying them in the checkout. Topstep is losing customers minute by minute by minute. But active campaigning of all these better firms out there, people are starting to see it's better. And in a sign of desperation, this is a desperate Hail Mary that they're doing to try to save face or do whatever, or to prove a point. It's only reeks of desperation, and it's very pathetic. And if you support Topstep, and I don't support that, if you support Topstep, then you're kind of doing a disservice to the community. Don't give that loser any more power. Hit them where it hurts. You know what I'm saying? Don't support their legal fees. Don't support their drive for sharing customer data between firms and things like that. Now they're subpoenaing. Oh, now they're subpoenaing all their customers. This is pretty shady too. And using PW as a vehicle during discovery, they're subpoenaing, check this out, NinjaTrader. There's a subpoena sent to My Funded Futures. There's a subpoena sent to RIPS, to Market Clubhouse. They're collecting data from all their competitors using this lawsuit as a vehicle. Did you know that? They sent a subpoena to My Funded Futures. Yeah, like, oh guys, no Project X, we don't collect data from competitors. And I made the tweet like, meanwhile, let's send subpoenas to all the competitors and get information about them. Dude, fuck that stupid fucking cartel. I hope Topstep burns to the ground. Seriously, dude. Like, Don't support that. Is not healthy for the industry. They started out, they got big, they got greedy with all the money they made, and then everyone else is beating them now, and they can't stand their decline, and they're being fucking desperate. Don't support them. Let them burn to the ground. Fucking horrible. They're subpoenaing my Funded Futures, the firm I work with. Can you believe that? These motherfuckers are going to get this space regulated. They're going to put so many eyes on this that they're going to ruin the party for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yes, they're going to get this space overly regulated. So anyways, yeah, that's my thing with it. What a desperate attempt. Like, and I'm saying that I'm officially boycotting Topstep. 100%. I think that is a very disgusting thing to attack a community member and not settle for cash. Pat's like, how much do you want? I'll pay you off for whatever I owe you. You know, I breached a contract. How much is it worth? And any person, if it was about business, would name their price and Pat would pay and be done with it. Topstep doesn't want to do that. They want to use this vehicle to gather information about their competitors. That's their goal. To poke in behind the veil of their competitors. Ninja Prop, Ninja Trader, the owner of Ninja and Trade-of-8 Prop, and Topstep is the owner of Topstep X. They're prying into their API, their main API competitors is Trade-of-8 Prop. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? That is the shadiest fucking 4D chess tactic I've ever seen. If you guys can't see through that, yeah. All right, market's open in 3 minutes, you guys. Anyways, that's it. Why rips though? Anybody that's Pat's ever associated with, they'll send a thing. I bet you they'll send me a subpoena. Yeah, seriously. Like, let's echo that. Let's not let them know and the prop industry know that they're the boss of this community. We let them know we're the boss. Yeah, echo that throughout socials if you'd like. Subpoenaing their main competitor on the API front. Can you believe that? That's incredible. Getting information about Ninja and Trade-of-8 Prop and how they operate business. Just what a shady fucking thing. And like I said, you guys are Nexus customers. Just imagine next time you do something with Topstep, they're going to bully you to the ground so that you don't have any control or power. Welcome to what I like to call the prop cartel. So let's hit them where it hurts. Pat's a bully online? Yeah, but Pat's a person. Pat's not a company or anything like that. He's allowed to be a bully online. Topstep is a company. Like if I go out there and I say I hate Walmart because Walmart sucks, and then Walmart goes on a campaign to end me, that's completely weakness on their part. Like people come here and talk shit about me sometimes. It bounces off me because I'm so confident and cool with what I do. It doesn't even matter, right? If it matters to you, it's a sign of thin skin, weakness, no backbone, and desperation. Yeah, of course Pat's a bully, but they're a giant company that shouldn't care. The fact that they care means they're a giant company run by emotions. Like I said, a man full of estrogen. But anyways, yeah, they want to bully the community. Well, bully them back. Let's go. Anyways, back to the thing. You asked. I don't want to talk about it, but y'all asked. That's my thought. 100% boycott, in my opinion. I ain't touching them at all. I don't hate Topstep. And twist the narrative. Now, I'm not twisting context because I hate Topstep. I hate Topstep because they're doing this. You understand? I don't stand for this. I don't have any vendetta against Topstep. I have no interaction with them whatsoever. They've invited me on their show 2 times. I've turned it down. I find their behaviors in this industry disgusting and they need to go. You guys are acting like I've done business with Topstep or something. I haven't. It is about how they handle themselves in this industry, and the control they're trying to have is dangerous. And their tactics are very shady. That's it. 2 times Dakota sent me an invite. Hey, come on the show. Come on the show. No. And I asked you guys, should I go on the show? Y'all like, yeah, go on there. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be associated with those guys. Do you have to have an active Tradeify account to join the Tradeify competition? Yes, you do. Or you can pay $35 to join the Tradeify Cup. All right, so today is Fed Day, you guys. Fed Day. I'm up like, I don't know how much today. 16,000 already coming into the day. This was long at the open yesterday at hedge pressure. We're going to let the Fed day sort of play out. Let's get our liquidity maps here. Resilience is nice and strong. Let's do S&P somewhat half gap. Oh, wait, that one's already been maxed out. Which one here? Let's do some S&P. Oops. Oh, shit, it's frozen. Hold on. All right, I'm grabbing this 2 at half gap right here. Oh, that one's already maxed out too. Well, which one's not maxed out? Oh, you aren't. Okay. I forgot 2 of them hit profit already. Okay, 3 of them hit profit already. Okay. Dang it. On to next. Log in. Come on. Same setups as yesterday. All B setup, all upper DD band. We got Fed coming up. It's exactly the same trade as yesterday. Nothing different. Resilience is looking pretty solid. That's NASDAQ. That's S&P. Let me get loaded up here. Yeah, whoever in chat was saying you're just flipping the narrative because you just like Topstep. Don't be a fucking idiot. That's why I don't like Topstep. I have no other reason not to like them. I find their behaviors disgusting and monopolistic and harmful to the community. You guys are acting like Topstep owes me money and I'm pissed or something. Oh, there's no reason I would choose to dislike anybody in this industry. So that's kind of a weird thing to say because it would imply I had some kind of vendetta against Topstep for any reason, and I don't. I don't like the way they operate in the space. Okay. All right. NASDAQ, let's go. Let's hit it with 2.
Order
here.
filled.
Oops, sorry. Let me delete that. That way you guys don't freak out here. Hit it with 2. Hit it with 2 more. Hit it with 2 here. Long at the open. Long at the open. Long at the open. Let's go. Let's go. We gotta love that day. Okay, very simple setups today. It's long at the open to DD band. That's it. Pretty solid B plus setup, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button here to here. 266, 381, 120 points with a 40 stop. That's a 3-to-1 trade if I get it. And hopefully we get it before Fed. Treat Fed day like any other day. There's nothing different about it. Except for when you come to the announcement, you're going to want to be flat leading into it. I can't give you investment advice, but it's not investment advice telling you not to trade. That's skincare advice. Sit on your hands. Let your sweaty butt cheeks exfoliate your skin on your hands. So skincare advice. Sit on your hands. It'll feel great. Promise. Be flat in the Fed if you know what's good for you. This trade's pretty simple. 266 with a 40-point stop puts me at half gap. With res being slightly positive, I'm okay with holding through this and doubling down there. I'm going to add right here on the bounce. I'm going to stop if it starts to press below or stop if res goes negative. And then I'm going to do one more trade here. Do I want to hold through 80 points? Maybe, but it's the same setup as yesterday. Literally exactly the same. We got to watch resilience, make sure it doesn't go negative. That's it. Do we need fans for this? I think we could use a whoosh fan here. What do y'all think? Whoosh fan on the screen? But yes. I'm telling you guys, when it comes to the whole Topstep thing, I have no reason not to like them. We've never worked together. I don't know anybody there. We've never had a conversation other than the invites to the show. I just find their behavior to be monopolistic, dangerous, invasive, shady, illegal, and they're kind of bullies if they don't like you. Maybe they could get away with that when they were like the first prop firm, but now they're not, and now they're not even in first place anymore. You know, so we got to let the nicer, cleaner firms that don't do shit like this be the ones that get the spotlight. That's all I say. We need a knife to catch. I know, right? So $99 Eduardo is the platform. The platform comes with the bootcamp for free. So if you buy the platform, you can come to bootcamp for free. $20 is just the bootcamp. Like if you just want to go to the classes. Make this, let me zoom this in a little bit more. Y'all can see this. So I'm looking for the B plus setup, open, long, open trade from here to here. Oops. I'm gonna long small-ish, medium here. And if res is less than 0 or it breaks through half gap, I might trim here. I'm deciding I might hold through all this. Same setup as yesterday, right? Trim, trade 1, trade 2, medium if res is greater than 0, probably. That's it. Hold the top, stop on the other side. I'll stop very quickly on the other side. I'm not going to do full 40 points below this. I'm going to stop right at 140. Same setup as yesterday. That B plus setup, BLU. Yeah, it's simple setup. I'm already up 16 something K for the day. You know what I need to do? I need to buy some more of these Fund and X accounts. I passed like 3 of them yesterday. That's why the list is smaller. They're just inactive now. Hold on, how much is this one here? How much P&L do I need to make on this one? $600. Okay. Let me buy like, I don't know, 5 more of these things. Dude, I love how these legacies are like 200 something bucks now. I'm just gonna stock up on them, man. All right. I gave my boy Red credit yesterday. I'll give him some more today. Let's buy 5 more of these Fund and Next legacy accounts with no consistency. Not that it's a big deal for the no consistency, but it's better than having it. Like, I'm trying to build them for the long haul. Let's go. All right. I'll get you some good commissions. Let me buy 5 of these things. Resilience is minus 6.5 on NASDAQ. I don't like this. So keep an eye on resilience. And then on Fed day, the trick is, I'll teach you guys my tricks on how to trade Fed in a little bit. Fed day is you treat the day no different than any other day until you get closer to lunchtime, and then you kind of want to be flat leading into the meeting. That's really the rule. Let's get a nice 40-point rip. That'd be kind of cool. I would like that. That would be lovely. I'm trading it in just one of my important accounts. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, this one I think only needs to make like 600 bucks or something. Hold on. One of these is going to shut off on their own in a second. Right now, I'm grinding out Tradeify payouts. Trying to get to my 80K as fast as possible so I can go live with Tradeify. I'm trying to do it for the end of the month so that I can start my other challenge and do that on the screen. Okay, I'm gonna buy 5 more of these Fund and Next accounts. Because remember, the trick with Fund and Next is there's no activation fee. There's no monthly fee. So as soon as you pass the account, it just sits there. And when you activate the account, you have to trade it once a week to keep it active. But when you pass the account and it goes inactive, it'll just sit there if you don't sign the agreement. It'll sit there for a long time. And I have a stockpile of like 30 past accounts with Fund and Next. I just stocked up on the no DLLs just in case they ever go away. I'm grandfathered into like an infinite supply of those things. Pass accounts ready to go. I can get my payout, blow up the account. I got 30 more funded accounts ready to go. And the fact that they went to 200 bucks, I started churning through those as fast as I could. So I've got a whole stockpile of these things after I get my big payout. Even if they get rid of the program. Oh, we're going to put DLL back. Oh, we're going to put consistency back. Okay. But I've grandfathered in. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like that resilience is negative. Don't give us the same day as yesterday where the market sells off. Can we just get a run up? Please. Just a quick run up. If it's the same day as yesterday where it sells off, I'm gonna be a little salty. Okay, here's the third one. I'm buying a bunch of these things. Let me get 5 more to play today. All right. I don't like the Nasdaq's not moving. Not yet, but it's not selling off, which is good. All right, how many is this? I plan on making $100,000 today for Fed Day. That's my goal. On these big accounts, I'm gonna hit them hard. Fed dips us a dip. Oh boy. Fed gets me to hedge pressures or something. Oh boy. Oh boy. Come on, S&P. Don't be silly. Let me double check something really quick. Keep in mind, we got yellow line at 210. Let me make sure I draw that on the chart here for you guys. 210 is always, oh, that's another thing too. I gotta be very careful. That's why I want to stop at 210 because the yellow line is there. I don't think Fed Day is going to be significant. I don't think the Fed is going to move the market a lot. It's expected that we're going to get a rate cut. If you go to the Fed Watch tool, we have about a 98% chance of a 25 basis point cut. We said this last meeting when the dot plot came out, that the Fed is cutting rates 5 times over the next year to hit their targets. So we will be closer to, and they said 2 to 3 this year. So if you really do the math, we're getting 3 rate cuts this year. We've already had 1. There's 2 months left, October, November, December. So we're gonna get 2 rate cuts this year, probably now and probably again in November or December. And then we should get the other remaining 2 or 3 next year as well. To target 3%. 3 to 3.25. Bottom target rate. How many is that? Is that 5? How many did I buy? Okay, 1 more. I think that was 5. I'm buying a bunch more of these fund index, no legacy or no consistency legacy accounts. How much is that one? Oh, okay, that one said it. Oops. Okay, that is right. Okay. You make $900 there. There we go. Perfect. Profit target hit. Let's go, baby. That's at 900. 47 to 42. How's Res looking? It's 8. It's -7 NASDAQ. Looking pretty solid here. Why can't NASDAQ move like the S&P's moving? NASDAQ, give me love, baby. That closed out, one of my S&Ps closed out automatically because it had a $900 profit target on it. I just locked in another payout, which is good. This one's just goofing around. Sitting there at open with resilience being slightly negative. Let's double check while we're waiting some of the major stocks just to see what the bigs are doing. Nvidia solid bull long up. So I'm looking at liquidity map whenever it loads. Apple bull long up, which is good. Microsoft bull long up, which is good. Amazon. MHP break to the downside. Boo! You suck, Amazon. Hold on, I'm not reading chat. If you guys are talking to me, give me a couple minutes. I'm over here buying accounts here. Microsoft, all right. Tesla, okay. All right, I think that's 6 that I bought. There you go. I can give you commissions there, Red. So I bought 6 more Fund and X accounts. Perfect. All right, I like it. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I have 2 of my accounts, I have 10 contracts at NASDAQ each. Very cool. Let me take some runners on that. Just to pop a little bit. A little pre-fed love here. Let me take little runners on that. Let's kind of keep it light. I'm just trying to inch forward with a little bit of profit here. Alrighty. Do I have 30 past Fund and X? Why do you need more? Think about it like this, right? Because when, okay, let me tell you how I'm playing like Matt's 4D chess here, right? Fund and X is doing a loss leading campaign. Like, look, this is 20 steps ahead, right? They entered the market. They're trying to get market share. They're creating these amazing deals, right? At Fund and X. The idea is that these amazing deals may not last. No DLL, uncapped payouts, no consistency. There's no way that's forever. Let's all agree on that. At some point, we're going to get a rug pull that says, okay, those cool rules were nice, but we're going to tighten the rules a little bit. This is pretty normal for a firm. And again, you know, make it really nice, you know, restaurant, soft opening. Everybody eats for free. Check out the restaurant and then they start charging, right? So that's kind of what's going on. But it's gone on for long enough that I've kind of realized that, okay, this can't last forever. These promotional deals they have are probably going to go away. I'm grandfathering in as many of them as I can because whenever they change their rules, I will have full rights to continue trading with the old rules. So, you know, I have infinite money to play with on my end. Let's just start there. And the idea is that how cool would it be if Fund and X suddenly had consistency in DLL again, yet I can trade with no DLL for years? Wouldn't that be funny? I've learned this in video games. Like when I used to play MMOs and somebody would, you know, grandfather in some kind of thing before it got nerfed. And then they walked around like a fucking god in the game. You know what I'm saying? You know, like some weapon or something gets nerfed or something, but they had something, like they had 2 of something before, and now the game limits you to having 1, but they have 2. Now they can go at double the rate forever until they go under, but they won't go under. That's the thing, is they have a healthy CFD business. They're the biggest one out there. And so they're losing money here with the money they're making here to gain market share. At some point, they're going to be like, okay, we're good enough. We're coasting. And then they'll go to a more sustainable model. When they do, yeah, if they put me in the live, can I start sim again if you blow up? See, that's the thing I don't know, but it's not costing me a lot of money to really even try it. These things are $200 a pop. You know what I'm saying? These accounts being $200 a pop, they don't worry me at all. You know what I mean? They nerf the guns in the game. So, Amer, the rules of Fund Next traditionally are if you bought the account, you don't have to pass before the promotion ends. That account has that rule forever, so you can take your time to pass it. Yeah. So my thought is that when they do grandfather or whatever they do, change their rules, I've got an endless stockpile of no DLL, no consistency accounts, and that's perfect for me. And after I get my big hundreds of $1,000s of payout, and then all the rest of the world has no DLL or has DLL, I've got a near infinite stockpile of funded accounts with no DLL to keep stealing money from these guys. Somebody said, I would like to see receipts of people's payouts over the course of a year. All right, guys, the fucking IRS has entered the chat. All right, let's go. Quick, hide the booth. Shit. Hide your shell accounts, guys. Hurry, hide. Hide your money laundering operations. Shit, it's the cops. Shut Sean Phillip. Shut the fan down. Shut it down. That's it, dude. There's an award for jokes you won. That's the good one. Shut the fan down. All right, cool. Nice. Nice. I like this run on NASDAQ. Looking solid, looking solid. All right. Trim it down there. A little bit. That resilience is not super positive, though. S&P is okay. Those 50K accounts you're buying? Nope. The 100K. Because I want full scalability. I want to make $1 million of payouts with these guys. You know what? Let me just kind of chill on this one. Let's trim some of these down to one runner a pop. Okay. This is the current spread on my P&Ls, including the new accounts that I bought. Very nice and clean. Those accounts this morning that were 8,000 and 6,000 and 6,000 now 84 and 63. 1,500, couple eights, whatever. My Tradeifys are pretty much. Which one is this one? This one needs to go to about 2,000 bucks today on this one. What's the strategy pass when we don't have a buffer in the beginning? Brute force, like just hit them all long, max contract size at a B pivot or A pivot. Blow up, blow. Yesterday I blew up 3 and passed 3. So the point is when they're cheap and you got them, the goal is a speed game. You have to get them as hard as as fast as you can. So, I bought like 6 yesterday. I bought like 6 more today. And that's basically it. When you get your strong pivot, I hit it hard. Code for Fund Next is Rocket. Oh, baby, I'm whipping it out early. Whipping it out early today. How to enter the giveaway? Just be here. I will tell you guys a secret code word to type in a little bit. If you are subbed to the stream, hey, Steven Adamson, Rocket Cadet, welcome, man. If you're sub to the stream like that, it's like $6 a month. I think you get 2 entries to the contest with our bot. So those are people with green text supporting the YouTube channel. It's only $6. Is it a valid strategy to only trade the EST setups? Ty, if I were to automate a trading bot that automated trading, it would only do the EST setups. That's it. That's actually my plan for myself. Craigslist wants to be your own angel investor. Hell yeah. You know some guys who fund index and their accounts to become profitable. Fund index and fund index futures are two different companies under the same umbrella. Funded Next is not Fund Index futures. The CFD is different. CFD and folks around the world are fucking scammers and they can't police it. The CFD and the Forex firms get a lot of heat because they're dealing with a lot of scammer countries and scammer people out there. In the United States, though, it's different. Fund Index futures, they don't do anything like they do at the Forex CFD side. It's like the Wild West around the globe. Trust me when I tell you the Forex side and CFD firms, you can go to Trustpilot and all these things and they sound like they're all shady. But it's because the people out there are all scammers. You have different laws, different rules, different countries. They have to be extra strict. But on the future side in the US, they're squeaky clean. Oh, fuck yeah. Let's go. All right, that's 10 points in S&P. That's popping at highs. I'm probably going to take profit on the 10. I don't know if I want to hold it all the way through, but NASDAQ, let's pop those. I got the runners still. That's 60 points. I'm okay with at least that. I might add more on the dip. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close out and flatten fully, and good. All right, let me chill on this for a minute. Resilience is 0.2 on NASDAQ. And so it's still bullish enough to run, but it's not like bullish enough for me to want to be super long on it. Nice, easy trade. That was cool. I don't know how much I'm up today, but that's it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Friends. This is 8 weeks of winning streak. I'm talking like no red days. I'm about to get the world record payout from Fund Next. Speaking of Fund Next. Is Gamma Matt? He's been in here long enough. He knows the drill. $60 is good, at least for now. Would it be difficult, TRS says, to put the liquidity map code next to the ticker on the watch list? It wouldn't be. That's a good idea, actually. Or to give you guys some programmability in the watch list to add columns. Do I share 100% of my knowledge with the base with trading? Yes. In Bootcamp GT, nothing's hidden. There's no like, you know, this is the base version, and you know, once you want to learn everything, you got to pay me more. It's a full dump of everything I know. Check it out. We got fucking Matuis Quackle in here. We got, hey guys, listen, we got Sherlock fucking Holmes in here, and IRS. Listen, look at this guy is so smart. He's busted the whole operation. I just think the whole prop trading thing is a scam. You got 1,500 people in here watching, paying a monthly fee on imaginary accounts that they blow, and people selling, gaining commissions make out. Bro, you solved the puzzle. Look at this, guys. Somebody give Sherlock Holmes over here an award. You're making money selling a product? I caught you. How's Coca-Cola making money? How about Nike? Like, is this like, bro, just invented the wheel. Fuck, motherfucker's the first person to slice bread. He cracked the code. These guys over here selling products. I figured it out, guys. Hey, I figured. Somebody, hey, I figured. He's like sitting in the bar. These girls don't know I figured it out. These chicks don't even know. I solved the fucking problem. If they only knew I was a crypto trillionaire. Why aren't they talking to me though? They only knew I cracked the code. This affiliate is making money selling affiliate codes. You figured it out, huh? I have a question. Did you wake up this morning, look up at the sun, and say, guys, I get it now. The sky is blue. Whoa. Money itself is a scam, bro. Right? Whoa. And this grass is green. Like, I mean, like, I think some people like sit there and rack their brains all day and they're like, I figured it out, man. There's people buying products in the affiliate with the disclaimer on the stream, at the beginning of the stream. It says, by the way, these are paid endorsements from our customers. You know, I don't know if, like, do you send Michael Jordan emails about his endorsement of Air Jordans and Nike? I think it's a scam. Shoes are a scam. That's horrible. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, you get a Sherlock Holmes in here, and they solve the puzzle. And they're gonna make sure, you know, the chicks don't listen to him at the bar, but maybe some of the streamers will say or listen to them and hear him. How dare you make money? Money that is scam. I want to tell you. How dare you build a crooked fence in my backyard? That's actually the scam. That got scammed. Do I think my strategy is for everyone? I think so. The strategy of trading is not that hard to learn. It's a principle that we're teaching, and the bootcamp kind of hammers that principle into your head. Watch. Let me tell everybody if they've learned. We've gone through almost most of the classes in the bootcamp. If everybody could type one sentence about, if you were to boil bootcamp into one sentence or a few words, what would it be? Like, what do you think you've taken away from it that would be relatable to a new person that's brand new to like trading or something? How's my fence spin? Oh, dude, you don't even want to know. I'll tell you in a little bit. Risk management, risk management, risk management. So other people have the same sort of thought process, right? The bootcamp is not a complex strategy. It seems complex at first because you're drinking from a fire hose, but each time you go through the class, it becomes more enlightening. And it's like, because it's like more topics, it's the same thing over and over again. And you start to realize that I'm kind of like drilling one concept in your head. It's that your risk management's all off. And essentially the premise of the bootcamp is find where volume will be, make your decision there with your best guess of all the tools you have for confluence. With that best guess, then you can, so your entry is very efficient. You've longed where volume will be. Then you've made a guess based on probabilities, which way you long or short. Use confluence to decide how big you long and short. And then when you lose that confluence, trim position and take out, like I did earlier. NASDAQ is pumping up and resilience is sort of like sitting close to zero. It doesn't mean that it's bearish. It just means it's not really that bullish. And I took profit here just when it wasn't moving. I got 60 points in NASDAQ. Resilience is just flat, which means maybe the market's not going to be moving. So then I trimmed out and looked at the lucky trade. You got to witness like all the magic of the boot camp in a single trade this morning, which is basically it. I had okay confluence, so I traded at my strong pivot, which is 1A right here. I even drew it on the screen. One small here, medium add here, trim there, second trade here, stop there, right? And when it bumped up and the market still has kind of muted sort of indicators, I was like, let me start trimming. Remember I told you guys, I'm going to start trimming. My 10 went to 4, my 4 went to 2, my 2 went to 0. Because as this was moving, most of the stocks are still hovering at half gap. While S&P is good, NASDAQ wasn't, I decided to start taking profit because, well, it wasn't strong. Had resilience been like 20 or something, I would have held all the way to the top. You know, at least something like somewhat bullish. So the principles of bootcamp are that. Where to get in and out, where to set a stop, how big to bet, and the confluence that goes with it, which is the premise of any day trading strategy. There's nothing different between what I do and what fucking Michael Berry does or Jim Simons does. Everybody trades the same way. Where you get in, where you get out, where you stop, the whole thing is budgeted. You're never losing sight of the whole thing. And the difference with Rocket Scooter is our confluence tools allow me to adjust how big I'm betting. And that's really the part that like people sort of have to learn, that the real art form of trading is managing your position size. See, had somebody chased along right here, they're now upside down. I'm safely on the sidelines with whatever that is, right? Because I took the risk first at a high volume pivot. Right or wrong doesn't matter. At least I'm wrong from the right place, which is a very important concept. So that hopefully that answers what other people are saying, yeah. But Mr. IRS guy, if you think the prop firm thing is a scam, you're welcome to write your local congressman. I don't know what I'm gonna do about it. You know, I think prop firms are great for new traders. I think it's a great learning environment for traders to go live and get funded when they don't otherwise have the ability to do so. There are thousands more futures traders per trader today than there were 10 years ago when I started, because futures was sort of untouchable. It was expensive, it was risky, and people didn't get a good introduction to them. Now with props is like an intermediate step for traders to practice. Like, because if you hate props, go ahead and send your senators a letter, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, the round earth thing is very suspicious, bro. Have you looked into the horizon? I don't see any curvature. Okay. The earth is absolutely flat, and there's an ice wall around Antarctica. On the other side of the ice wall are the dinosaurs. They're still alive. I hope they're still alive. You know, the best part about flat earth, I heard somebody say this, is that the way the center of gravity works is that gravity pulls you to the center of something. If there was a big flat disk that was big enough in space, if you were walking towards the edge of it, there's no up or down in space. It would actually feel like you're walking like this, but the force of gravity has a curved approach to it. The further away you are, the gravitational vector towards the center point, the center mass, like the center of gravity, would be like this. So if there was a disk and you're walking towards the edge of the disk, it would start to feel like you're walking more and more and more uphill, and you wouldn't be able to walk to the edge. That's how you know we're not living on a disk. It takes a little bit of understanding of physics in the center of gravity to feel that. Like the gravitational vector from the center is pulling you back towards it like that. It gets kind of like this. So for every flat earther that's like, I don't see the horizon, if you stand on top of a ball and you look down, right, you don't see the curvature under your feet like this. You just see a circle around the edge. So when you're standing on a ball and you look around, all you see is a circle with no curve this way, as expected. Like stand on a basketball and look down, you just see a 2D circle because your frame of reference is a cone. Like that's what you're looking for. That's how you disprove the flat earth thing. And look, the frame of reference is a cone. And now when you look at this, now you have Lance Hoopstain, the garden gnome. It looks the same thing, that 3-foot tall garden gnome, the one that's blind, the blind trader. He used to have a TV show called The Blind Trader. You like cone? I like cone. Cones are good. So clearly when you're standing on a ball, even if the ball is like this big and you're like that big, you still have a conical field of view, and you're still going to be staring at a circle in all directions. The circle is not going to be curved like this as you're peering out to the horizon, because you're a cone. The 5 feet above ground that you are, or the 3 feet above ground that Lance is still a cone. So you're going to see a circle at the edge of the cone. Not a circle, not a cone that looks like this, but a cone that looks like this. You know what I mean? Anywho. Y'all could take that in your flat earth pipes and smoke it whenever people are out there talking about the flat earth thing. Tell them the center of gravity. So it doesn't feel like you're walking uphill when you walk to the edge. You know you're not on a disc. The fact is, the proof that gravity pulls towards the center is because when you walk around a ball and it's constantly pulling you towards the center, you weigh the same at every point on this ball. Remember, weight is a force, which is your mass times the acceleration you have towards the center of the planet. So as you're walking around the Earth, you will weigh exactly the same, which is proof we live in a ball. You know what I'm saying? On a disk, as you walk across the plane, it will be pulling you backwards and you will weigh differently because the force is not pulling you straight down. I always thought that flat Earth was a CIA experiment to test how quickly shit can go viral so they can get away with like the George Floyd and the stuff that they do where they create social unrest through social media. I feel like flat Earth was how quickly can we get a bunch of people to adopt a dumb idea using social media. And I think flat Earth was a CIA experiment. I've always thought that, testing the virality of a dumbass concept. Yeah, some psyop, dude. Because and there was so many people that bought into it. I was like, maybe they're paid actors, I don't know. And then all of a sudden after flat Earth came out, we get like the George Floyds and stuff. No disrespect to anybody that fights for that, doesn't fight for that, whatever. But you get like these sort of like, you know, people are rioting during COVID or whatever. You know, it's like, are they really? Or is this just like internet psyops, right? Yeah. Right? You think flat Earth was a psyop? I think so. How quickly can we spread a dumb idea and have most people and have celebrities? Let's test if we get celebrities to buy it and will the public buy into it? You know what I mean? All we got to do is nab one celebrity and everybody's on page. Because any physicist will tell you the fact that you weigh the same as you walk across the earth, that it's a ball. The force equals your mass times the acceleration of gravity. It's the same. I take a scale to France, I weigh the same as I take a scale to China. I weigh the same. Therefore, I'm the same distance from the center of mass, the center of gravity. That's making sense, right? Even those of you guys that don't understand physics, right? If you're walking on a disk, it actually feels like if you're walking on a disk in space, it'll feel like you're walking in a bowl on the earth. You're gonna be like you're gonna get towards the edge and you're gonna fall back towards the center of the disk, of the plate. 'Tis how physics works. Is it less at the equator? Now you're going super physics on me. Since they're not a perfect sphere. Listen to you fucking smart people here. Well, we're not a perfect sphere. What about the tides? Like, yeah, I'm sure there's different effects from the other things. I ain't that smart. Look, Gamma over here. Being double smart here. LOL. You weigh less at the equator. I think that's true, actually. You can confirm that the toilet flush is opposite direction southern hemisphere. No way, that's a psyop. They're totally lying to you, man. Does your average bootcamp customer find improved returns, payouts, do quite well? But this is something that's translatable to your average Joe. Captain Crunch has a question. I'm like the least salesperson sort of stuff for my own stuff. I like to let the community answer questions like that. Do you feel like Captain Crunch's question is relatable to you? Do you find improved returns or payouts? Do you do quite well, as he asked? Is it something that's translatable to your average Joe? Community member asking. What do I think about the moon landing though? Oh, it's 100% fake. Did we go to the moon? Yeah, we did, but not when we said we did. Oh, dude, that shit's a stage production film. But we had good reason to beat the Russians. I mean, it created superiority we now enjoy today. But I don't think the first moon landing video was real. I think we went to the moon, but I don't think the video we showed everybody was real. It's very possible that we went to the moon and the footage was shitty. So they had to get Kubrick to make a good looking video for people to watch, to show off American superiority. I bet you they got back. That shit was a staticky mess. The footage was lost. Maybe Neil Armstrong dropped the fucking camera in a crater. I don't know, but they had to whip up some footage. I think we went to the moon, but I also think the videos were fake. That's actually my take. That's a hybrid take on the whole thing. Yeah, like we needed some clear, nice looking footage. The history of American superiority can't be some staticky thing. Or maybe the camera was like he didn't even aim the camera, right? And he was like, shit, we fucked up. Like, I imagine me as an engineer, like, he's like, guys, so we got a problem. Yeah, Neil dropped the camera in a crater back there. Fuck. And they're like, all right, we got Kubrick on it. Don't worry, we're gonna make the video. And that's actually probably what happened, because the video looks a little suspiciously fake, but we also did go to the moon. So I just think that the video was a little Hollywood razzmatazz. Damn it, Neil. Houston, we got a problem. What happened? Fucking buzz. Bro wasn't even aiming the camera right. Neil Armstrong blinked in the shot. Oh my God. All right, well, we'll get Kubrick on it. We got this. I know I'm trying to be funny about it, but I really think that that's the case. There's a lot of people saying the moon landing was fake. No, it's very real, but the footage, it kind of looks fake. But hey, you know, at the time you could fool a lot of people because, you know, that footage is better than most, you know, security camera footage we have now. So now they think the public video is fake. Yeah. Yeah, getting that video back, who took the video of them leaving and stuff like that. Yeah, you know, and how that footage get back there. So, like, I believe that the astronauts in that video were just actors here while, you know, the real astronauts are flying back from the moon, and Houston's like, shit, we got like a week, man. We got to put together some footage. They can't be like, you know what I mean? Like the blooper reel of US history. They would be playing and like, you know, showing Neil dropping the camera off a cliff, you know? Oh, we get trolled forever. Americans can't even bring back their video foot. You know what I'm saying? It was all about image during the time of the Cold War. And so I really think they lost the footage and had to recreate it, as would any, you know, as would anybody. And that's probably the most, was it broadcast live? But it's not live though. It's like, wasn't it delayed, right? You still have what, an 8-minute transmission time from the news? Don't you think the Russians call us out? I don't know. I'm just trying to be funny, you guys. But did I watch the Tetris movie? Dude, I love the Tetris movie. That movie was actually pretty cool. Did y'all like Tetris movie? That's actually pretty fun. I didn't know Tetris was such a crazy story. Live from the studio. Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah. Yeah, the Tetris movie is really good, by the way. If you like movies like that, those are my favorite kind of movies, man. The Tetris movie, The Founder, you know, the one about McDonald's, Jobs, the one about Apple, BlackBerry. I love those kind of movies. Those are like my favorite ones. But yes, I do believe we went to the moon, but I also believe that that footage looks fake as shit. But it could have been they got there and the camera just wasn't working too. That could have been the real thing. Or that the footage they got just didn't look like America, you know, like bald eagle, hot dog, you know, Hulk Hogan, America enough. Like it needed to be like very patriotic. You know, we were fighting with the commies at the time. We had to show American superiority, superior technology, and the fact that if they had, the camera wasn't working, the camera's broken, they had fuzzy footage, they couldn't get a good shot of anything, then they probably had to make something up to Hollywood it up. I would say, and even if it was live, it's probably they had no camera. They were like, we left the camera at home, damn it. All right, let's whip something up. Because really, it like that American pride that came from it, you know, American superiority, technological trust from the world, things is very important at the time of the Cold War. You know, you just came out of like McCarthyism where everybody was like scared of communism. Like they had to show the commies who the best was. Yeah, there was wind on the moon, bro. Yeah, like, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. But I don't think a lot of people put a lot of thought into it. Like, people are like, the moon landing was fake. And I'm like, well, maybe the video was fake. Like, the landing was certainly real. We have technology to go to the moon. We've been to the moon plenty of times. We got moon rocks, okay? Like, we've been there plenty of times. There are people that are like, very conspiracy theory about it. Are you supposed to be typing ETF? Yes, sir, Greg. We are now doing the ETF direct to fund giveaway. I'm glad I took profit when I did. Just chilling on this. Resilience is now negative on S&P, so nothing for me now. All right. We're giving away Elite Trader Funding direct to funded account. Love it. Such a great program. Direct to funded is so nice for people that are having a hard time with the psychology of once you pass an eval to go funded, then you screw it up. Been there, done that. Know how that feeling is. Oh, is it Fast Track 10K? My bad. Fast Track 10K today. Okay, thank you, Andrew. Okay, so we're giving away Fast Track 10K today, not direct to funded. Ew. Okay, thank you for that. 26,000 today, P&L. I just whipped it out there. Okay, no direct to funded. Fast Track 10K. So Fast Track 10K is their value account. $57. All in, no activation fee. Thank you, Andrew, for letting me know that. I just saw your DM. Tradeify is now having a 45% off flash sale. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Thank you, bud. Excellent. Okay, so we're going through the... Hold on 1 second. Let me get back to here. $10K, end of the day, intermediate fast track. Minimum days 3. Drawdown type, end of the day. Profit target $2,000 for $57. This is the growing trend of the prop space, is what I call the value plan. Sub $100 plan is fantastic. We remember when sort of My Fund of Futures came in with like the $77 core, right? That was their big thing, less than $100. Then Fund Index came in with one that was cheaper, but it's now $99. Well, ETF came in and topped both of those with a $57 account. No daily loss limit, which is fantastic. It is a fast track, which is going to be you have a race to finish it, or else you fail. So fast track means it's a trailing drawdown. I'm sorry, not trailing drawdown. End of the day. Sorry, fast track. So it's end of the day drawdown, which is not trailing intraday, which is nice. And it's only $57. Let's give away one of those, I guess, today. Anything under $100 for a prop firm is a great deal. Oh, dude, 100%. The drawdown on the 57. Let me get you guys information there. Hold on. Pretty cool. Very, very cheap, which is neat. I don't see. Let me see the $57. Intermediate fast track. Here it is. Profit target $2,000. Max contract 10 micros, 1 mini. Oh, that's nice. The 10-to-1 scaling. That's awesome. We all love that. Okay. Loss is 500. Profit target is 2. So it's a 4-to-1. Profit target to drawdown. No daily loss limit. 3 days to pass minimum. So it's 40% consistency. 3 days to pass. Pretty neat. Activation fee is free for the first month. You can only get 1 per user though. But we're checking out. All right. Gonna spin that wheel, baby. Oh, yeah, they only told us that a little bit ago. Andrew, I got you. Thanks, bud. All right. It's time. It's time. So I gotta play you guys some more music from one of our members. If you guys know Brett Levick in chat, I don't know if he's here. Let's Q. You guys remember that Fuck You Money song that Brett wrote that was like a song he wrote that wasn't AI? It turns out our boy here is famous. He's written like the soundtrack and music for like Sons of Anarchy. The reason that sounded so familiar, his style. Lucifer, like TV shows. He's written music for all these shows. Member of our community. So the Fuck You Money song, dude, he has so much music. Yeah, I was checking out his stuff. I'll send you guys some info. He's like, here's a song I wrote, and it's like one of the Sons of Anarchy songs, and I was like, damn, yeah. That's pretty dope. This is Sir Darb, Rice Riches 11. Okay, remember ETF, $57. It's pretty cool. Code Rocket Scooter gets you guys $57 thing. All right, Lech, I'll tell you how to get your account just a little bit. Okay, so we got a fast track giveaway. Cool. Okay, guys, we'll do another giveaway in about 15-20 minutes. Let's get back to like the trading day. So Tradeify is having a flash sale of their 100K, 50K, and 25K accounts, 45% off. Wow. Just in time for the competition. By the way, the competition starts on Monday. Don't forget to sign up for it. I'm gonna prep you guys Sunday night with a special Zoom call on how to trade the Tradeify competition if you're trading it, just to give you guys some coaching.
No more despair. Prop firm funded. I'm breathing new air. Rocket scooters tools. They're my battle plan. From the grind to glory. I'm my own man. Rise to riches. Break the cage. Rocket scooter. Rise the page. Whoosh fan roars. My dreams ignite. Rise to riches. I've won the fight. EST every single time. Rise up. Whoa, ooh.
I love that song. All right. Actually, I love that song. All right. I'm going to play. Let me show you guys something. I'm going to, oh, you know, I'm going to get copyright strikes for this. So here's a link. If you guys are going to go check out Brett's stuff, give him some of your support. He's a community member getting into trading. These are some links to some of the songs he's written for some TV shows. So that was Sir Darb's stuff, but Brett was the one that did the Fuck You Money song. You know what he told me? He told me a story. He's like, you know, AI as a musician that writes songs, that AI is now competing against like musicians that make a living like he does. Isn't that crazy? So like as a musician that makes a living off of TV shows and stuff, that people are using AI, and AI is like taking the jobs of or, you know, it kind of sucks, you know, but he's kind of like, you know, I want to kind of get into trading because I might, you know, it's like I'm kind of having to do something extra because, you know, songwriting is awesome. Like, listen to those songs. He's good as shit, and like very talented songwriter. And I didn't even think about that, right? Like, we all think we're writing AI music for fun, but then that's somebody's job. And AI is slowly starting to become like, yeah. So he's like, yeah, he wrote the music for Lucifer, dude. I love that show. Yes, sir. He's like, yeah, so I want to get into trading because I might need he's like, I might need a new job soon. I was like, oh, brother, I'm sorry to hear that. I never even thought of that on the music front. Anyways, let me see if I can find his the song he wrote for he just played. He just posted it here, and he said we can use it if we wanted to. Hold on. Find the FU Money song. So this was a song he wrote. You guys are gonna love it. Let me find it real quick. I think we're still supporting open price. I don't think we're gonna sell off today. I think the Fed itself is gonna be kind of a non-event. All right, check this out. All right.
Fuck you, money. Just enough to get me off the grid.
Contest winner, you got to go to the Discord and talk to Slacks in the contest channel. Take a screenshot of your YouTube ID and have an account with ETF, and it'll tell you how to get your account. This is very Sons of Anarchy. I mean, he's writing the music for that show. That's why it's very Sons of Anarchy. Like, it sounded so familiar when I heard it. That's literally him. That's go crazy, right? You want to buy the boot camp? We're like over halfway through it now. You can buy it and watch the videos, but if you want the actual experience, wait till January when we do it again. You can buy it now and watch the videos, but just say stub because we'll redo the boot camp again in January. What is the Tradeify flash sale code? It's Rocket Scooter. Let me double check. It just got announced like a little bit ago, so I'm not sure if it's live yet. Andrew, is it live yet? Yo, can you follow up with Wiz and see what's going on over there? So our code's not working? Slump my P&L from last night. I think it was up like 16,000 last night. Now I'm up 26 today. I made 10,000 today and like 16 last night. We already did the ETF giveaway, bud. We're gonna do another one in a little bit. Nobody's code is working. That sucks. Anyways, yo, that's Brett, right? That music's pretty damn cool. I don't think he's here today, but y'all see him around, man. He wrote Lucifer soundtrack, Sons of Anarchy. That's that sound, like that music that you hear that sound in a lot of TV shows. That's him. That's the guy. He's a trader at Rocket Scooter. I'm a little starstruck here. That's a pretty damn good song, man. The Fuck You Money. Yeah, the code is treat, but you guys, if y'all are using the code and y'all still want to give us credit, use the link, click the link down below and then use the code. And then Do you have a promo code for lifetime? So the Black Friday lifetime will be $1,500 off of lifetime, by the way. Yo, Rogue and Tech and Darb, are you guys here? Did y'all get y'all's prizes yet? Andrew's working on it. Making sure you guys all got the hookup. And everybody, for Rena and all you guys, y'all got your prizes yet? Half gap is the halfway point between QQQ open and close yesterday. So here, half gap is basically the most liquid spot on the chart. Closing price and opening price of the equities is going to be a high volume buffer of liquidity. Liquid, like buy imbalance, sell imbalance, is what causes the market to gap to begin with. And the middle of a gap is the liquid spot of the two imbalances. So high buyers and sellers there, high buyers and sellers there, liquid, liquid, double liquid. So that's what that is. DD band is a risk interval, which is based on CME span's margin requirements. The band is a high probability, high volume pivot. It's high volume every single time. And the band actually has a probability of only 4% of days close above and 8% of days close below. 88% of days will stay within this green line. So it's the perfect exit target when longing. It's the perfect entry target when longing down here. And if people that are bearish do short off of it as well, even though we don't teach the short off of it without the confluence. If it says support, I don't short. If it says resistance, I do short. So that's it. So the algo on Rocket Scooter is actually telling me if these lines are support or resistance or not. Like right here, S&P is flagging as resistance, which is why I'm not eagerly longing from here anymore. Nasdaq is also flagging at resistance. So this could indicate a bull trap. Doesn't mean I'm going to short this, but it means I'm no longer long, right? The liquidity map is telling me long trades are strong, which I did take that trade and close out. But because I was starting to see kind of the sort of not advancing your resilience, I did close out early once I got my 60 points. So I'm going to go for 40 at minimum. I got 60. I thought it was overstretched without resilience giving like a lot of good juice. So I got out of the way. Now, because the state's resistance, this move is possible, but it's a low probability move. So I'm not shorting it. But because it's possible, I'm out of the long. And the risk management part, what is the Fuck You Money song name? Fuck You Money. and the Discord channel, Aspen. Let me give you guys the link to it. Hold on. But that's pretty dope. Yeah, we got to support our buddy Brett at all possible. That's the link to it. AI is making it hard for a really talented songwriter to get work. So he's like, I kind of want to get into day trading, try to make some income doing that. It's like, I feel you, man. That sucks. But all right, there's the link. All right. So anyways, because of these confluences and these say resistance, I'm not in on the long here just because it's very possible that we do get a dip to some of these levels here. Now, FOMC, we don't have any A+ setups nearby. I don't think the Fed's going to move the market, but it can. VIX is kind of sitting really pretty at our BBB level, which is the contango midpoint. We always know above this, it's sensitive to news. The fact that we're at the line on Fed Day kind of sucks, which leads me to believe Fed Day is going to be on the edge of being a big event. I don't think it's going to be much of a big event. We are going to get a rate cut. The expected thing is going to happen. The press conference is going to talk about what they think is going to happen in the future. And I think what's going to happen in the future is the same thing. We're going to hint at another rate cut this year, a couple more next year. And I think everything that's going to be said today is going to be 100% expected. I don't think we're going to get anything today that's going to be off the cuff. So I don't think the Wall Street's going to be surprised by anything. But my thought is the market bumps. Are people going to sell the news? It's very possible with VIX creeping up over the last 3 days that we might get a pop and drop situation. And it could be worse than I thought. My original thought was the expected thing is going to be keeping the price contained. Like the Fed may not even move S&P and NASDAQ more than 20 points. S&P probably. I mean, the Fed, I think, is going to maintain a moderate range. NASDAQ probably less than 100 points. And we'll see. But looking for strong pivots to play off of on Fed. Problem is we don't really have much nearby. Kind of sucks. We got hedge pressure, some monthly hedge pressure. Down here, we've got hedge down here. So like the A pluses. Now again, if we do get something crazy like the market dips to there, oh my word, we got a cluster. You guys see cluster? Support, 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 support. All right here, big old cluster. Cluster pivots I love to build longs from. I'll be longing at each one of them. Like I'm gonna be I'm gonna build big off of the cluster. Be careful though, because if NASDAQ breaks the yellow line, it can fall pretty fast. So if NASDAQ falls through here, I'm not gonna buy here because losing yellow we know can be devastating. Let's let it be devastating. So today, if we break this, I'm gonna go ahead and skip this as well. And I'm gonna grab NQ's cluster right there also. So worst case scenario, market dives and then I make 100K today on the way up. Best case scenario, or best case scenario, sorry. Worst case scenario is I think that the FOMC doesn't do anything. It's very possible. Where do you put a stop loss when you trade for the bands? Where I put a stop loss, I use 40 points in a non-volatile environment on either side of a pivot. 40 points. But I consider the midpoint half gap between DD band and opening a normally high volume spot just coincidence. The midpoint half gap between DD band. Well, the halfway point between DD band is yesterday's close. Closing is always high volume. Opening is always high volume. What's my win rate? Roughly 80%. This year? Hold on. Don't quote me on that. 70 to 80. 74 on Tradeify. Let me pop. Which one is this one? Okay, let me just run one of my. Let me just run whatever the one I have here. Let me check this one out. Let me run a report for you guys. Okay. Let me try this again. It's not running the report. Hold on. Run this report. It's completely freezing. Okay. Oh, there it is. This account is 66%. One of these accounts. One of these accounts is only 66%. It's only a shorter term P&L. So I just grabbed one of my funded next accounts that I'm doing right here. This one is up like, I don't know, almost 80K in profit, probably 500 trades. Closer to 70%. Actually, that's a little low, but I've not made a lot of trades with this one. This is the one I'm hitting with 10 contracts. So pretty decent on this one. Yeah. On average, 70% is pretty normal for me. But I have an edge, right? So my strategy is actually a systemic edge in the market. I have something that works more often than it doesn't. And like I share the probabilities of what I do in our boot camp. We teach everybody like what I'm actually doing. So my setups actually work 90% of the time. On paper, they work 90% of the time. In ideal conditions. Yellow line is margin buffer limit. It's just a high volume pivot. Oh, I did mess up my win rate when I was trying to trim your Tradeify. Oh, yeah, get touched. That's right. That's why I was like, man, that's low. Yeah, it is. I remember I had to go lose a bunch on purpose I had to go lose like hundreds of trades on purpose. Oops. Were you seeing no consistency for funded next? When you go funded, City, once you go funded, the funded side has no consistency. The eval will still have it. Yeah. Why do I assume the market will V if the market drops that hard? Good question, right? My guess is that it will, and it's because the market is still bullish. This number I'm circling at the top of my screen, top left, that number being greater than half means the market's still bullish. What it means is that the market's very likely to not break through bear zones. 90% of days will stay in the bull zone. And that's just a statistic. I'm very bullish this market. So I feel that any dip will be bought up. The market has just gone straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up without a dip. So I feel like there's people that are like, okay, we need to get in on this. And so the market's going to dip and I'm going to buy. Let's analyze monthly map while we're sitting here, because that's going to help me see where some lows are on the longer term. We know that monthly map is going to help us identify where the actual bull trend has its limit. And you can see like where we are today, we've got liquidity pocket all the way down to 664. So that's 200 S&P points. So we are way above where the market is bearish. So if it falls, I mean, it's got 100 points. You're still in bull zone on the longer term. So like the market can survive a 100-point dip and still be bullish. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So now again, remember, trading is just guessing. Nobody knows what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to guess. Probabilistically, bull zone, bear zone holds more often than it doesn't. So if it falls there, I'm willing to buy there. High probability setups. Yeah. Good question. You have NQ DD band break notification on your platform. Ty, we figured out the bug. So what you have to do is you have to go to your table and change your contracts to Z. Then save your layout, then refresh your platform, and it should work. See how this one is like that? That's kind of what was triggering that. And mine has the same thing. So we're gonna program it. It still thinks it's tying it into the table somehow. Now I did it earlier and it fixed, but it doesn't look like it's fixed again. We're about to put in a patch to fix that up. So yeah, these are still tied into the H contract because your table might have been on the H contract. That's weird. You got 3 funded next. Oh, nice. Yeah, let me know how you like it. So today is hopefully the day we get our turf put in finally. They finished the fence today. They're supposed to. Put in the turf finally. Captain Crunch said, so sorry, it's a $2,600 on average per day. What do you mean $2,600? And 20 accounts. Are you asking me something? I don't normally trade 20 accounts, by the way. Maybe you're asking me. Wait, Farina, what happened? What happened? Tell me, tell me. You got your first ever payout yesterday. Let's go. Yes, yes, yes. Very nice. Very happy for you. How many accounts do I trade at once? Somebody asked. And what do you recommend to you trading multiple accounts at once after you're profitable? So I never copy trade. I trade each account individually. I have a whole style and system of how I split up my risk in my accounts based on a grading system I have for setups. I've got B setups, A setups, B plus, A plus sort of thing. Okay. A plus is something that works 90% of the time when conditions are ideal. A is something that works 80% of the time. B plus, something that works 70% of the time. And B is something that works less than 70. We assume roughly 50 to 60. Yeah. 50 to 60s. In an A plus, I will trade all of my accounts, but a handful. Let's just say we use 10 as a basis if I have 10 at the time. Today I bought 6 new evals. I haven't even touched them yet. Say that I have 10 total. On an A plus, I will trade 8. I will leave 2 on the, I always leave something on the table. I never put all of it in. A plus, I'll probably trade 8. 8, I'll probably trade 6 to 7. B, I'll trade probably 4. And the B minus, I'll trade like 2. It's the opposite of this. Ones that are just a coin flip, I'll only trade 2. Ones that are pretty certain, I'll trade all but 2. So I split up my accounts that way. So an example is I've got a B minus, because this is resistance, B minus and B minus. Say I don't want to trade all of them, right? B minus is just 2 at a time. Okay, so 2 accounts there, 2 accounts there, and 2 accounts there. Or I can even go less if I wanted to. 1, 2, 3. You see how that works? These aren't the strongest pivots, so I trade them a few of my accounts together. Real turf? Yes, sir. Turf and grass. We're getting half the yard turf, half the yard grass. Grass so pickle can still pee and poop out there. So somebody said on average how much I'm making on average. So right now I am about $260,000 of profit in funded next. Then I'm going to take the whole thing out in like 10 days. And I'll be their world record payout holder. That's a month of work. That gives you any perspective. This year I've made $71,000, I think, of payouts from Tradeify. 71,000 since March. I've taken over 100K from Fund to Next already. So that's just from the prop stuff. Austin, you come up with 40K on Tradeify. Oh, that's so exciting, dude. You're like halfway to live. That's really cool. How many points do I risk with one mini? Levi, the trade plan decides. I don't decide. I try to go for at least 40 points, which is my stop on NASDAQ, or at least 10 points, which is my stop on S&P, at least 1-to-1. But the trade plan will dictate what I can get. An example is if I wanted to long right here to there, then I always trade to next pivot if I can, and I have the full confluence. I'll go the whole way. So this example, 66 to 81 is 115 points, right? So I made 115 points with the 40-point stop is roughly a 3-to-1 trade. So what I'll do is I'll get my 40, sometimes trim and hold a runner, let the runner run the rest of the way. I don't have full confluence. That's what I would do. This case, I decided to take the whole thing out. If I had full confluence, I would hold the majority of the trade most of the way. After about 40 points or one strike distance, I'm always trying to like pocket a little bit of it. New song called Farina. Let's go. We got like this like 1950s doo-woppy love song for Farina for her first payout. That's hilarious. They have to be like this, like, you know what I mean? Like they would do like the dance and stuff. That's hilarious. Congrats on your payout, Farina. That's awesome. Yeah, she got her first payout after like a year of trying. The percentage return I expect on an average day on your working balance. You're profitable, but you're looking to optimize your returns. Percentage return on an average day of your working balance. For my working balance, I go for like 20%. 20% best case scenario, 12% worst case scenario per day. On my live account. My personal account, sorry. I play pretty hard. I go for 20% gains every day. On average, 5 to 10 is the average. The average loss is 3, give or take, 3%. I teach it in my boot camp. So trying to make 5 to 10 and lose 3. Best case scenario, I'll get 20 and lose 12. That kind of, there's a whole math thing to that, but that's in futures. And that's only in futures, by the way. Farina, they wrote you like a 1950s rocky doo-woppy love song. They're inviting you to the sock hop, to the winter ball. They're gonna pick you up and their the Cadillac convertible. Grab a milkshake. With 2 straws in it and head to the ball. She will go out. Yes, she will go out with all of you. She's walking in with like 100 dates. Knowing the best of the best hedge funds with the best PhDs make only 30% a year, and you're saying 20% a day, basically a scammer. I make millions of dollars a month, dude. You're an idiot. In futures, that's what I aim for. It's not every day, all day that I get. I'm not making 20% a day every day. That is, somebody asked the range of which I do. I aim for like, let's everyone ignore the retard in chat. Let me explain something. I go for 5 to 10% risk per day at 3% loss per day. On a 100K account, I'll try to make 5 to 10% a day. And I'll try to lose 3,000 a day. That's what I aim for. And in November the 1st, I will be doing a live account and showing this to you live. The whole thing. Fully transparent, show you the count, the balance, everything. Best case scenario, I'll get 20%, and my full pull the plug stop loss is 12.5%. No, don't delete, trolls. I'm making millions of dollars off the back of your dumb followers. No, I'm not. I'm making millions of additional dollars off the back of my dumb followers. On top of the millions I also make. Sherlock Holmes again, guys. They figured it out. Millions of extra dollars. Yeah. These people are very smart. They figured it out, guys. Somebody don't tell them the earth is round, though. But I'm a dumb streamer, so that makes all the sense in the world. Dumb streamer. Dumb followers. Don't boot the trolls. Let the trolls troll. They said you were making millions of dollars off the back of your dumb followers. Well, I also put the millions of dollars to good use. I built them a trading platform and give them a bunch of cool tools and indicators and train them on how to trade. I put the money to good use. Occasionally I'll turf the backyard. I'm not swimming in Rolexes over here. Platform costs millions of dollars to build. Exposed. Oh no, I feel so naked. I mean, we put it to good use. It's like we're in this as a team, and then we all share something. We all share the prize together. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I won $10,000 in the PW contest and I gave it away to the community. See, like, this is true. And I'm giving Slacks a huge bonus on top of that for all the help he's doing. Like, I feel like we're like a team and we're all sharing and winning together, I feel like, in life. But so somebody asked if like my futures, whoever was asking, Captain Crunch, whoever it was, did that answer your question about my plan on how much I leverage in futures? Jay-Z, what's up, dude? Hey, guy, newbie here to futures trading. Looking at fund and next sites as platform, Tradeovate and Ninja. Are these separate platforms you need to already own? So Tradeovate, you don't have to buy. You can just, as a web version and a downloadable version, it's free. Tradeovate and Ninja are owned by the separate company. They merge, so they're two different trading platforms, but you just basically log in and use the platforms. Tradeovate's pretty cool and it's free. So you just basically get Tradeovate on your account. Cap and Crunch, it makes sense. You average 2 to 3% return per day. Yeah, and that's pretty much like, for me, I play a little riskier, and 2 to 3% per day is great. And so unlike the weirdo troll that was like, you don't make 20% a day, I didn't say I made 20% a day. I said that's how much I risk. So this shows how some people just don't understand trading. I put 12% risk to make 20% gain, which means I trade really hard against what I have. If I have 100K in my account, I'm trying to make 20K at best and lose 12 at best, which is not that hard to do, which is 5 NASDAQ contracts. I mean, it's pretty much what's capable if you leverage into the full margin of NASDAQ about 20K. How much that is, 20, 30K with the 100K is 4 to 5 contracts, which for every 40 points you move at 5 contracts is $4,000, which NASDAQ will move 40 points multiple times a day. So it's very easy to lose 10% or make 10% on a standard move with the full margining of the contract. That's just what the math ends up being. So to the person that was saying something earlier, they don't understand a lick about futures. They would know that that's average leveraging, which when you say, you know, $12,000 is 3 40-point moves in 5 contracts. So, you know, which happens multiple times. As a matter of fact, it's happened 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times since we've been sitting here. Yeah. So that's what I target per day. Best case scenario, I will aim for 20. Like if I can get 20%, I'll push until I get it. Per trade, I'm looking for 5 to 10% per trade to lose 3% per trade. After a handful of losses, 12 is pretty much my cutoff point. If I lose 12% of the account, I usually finish for the day. I'm usually like, this market's hard to read, then I'm done. And all of that, by the way, starting November 1st, I'm going to show you guys in a 100K account just how I trade it the same way. I'll walk you guys through all that stuff. Yeah. Your money management is garbage. Dude, I'll tell you, people are telling you if you want to try out the boot camp, we go over a lot of my position management tricks. That's all it is risk management, position management. I'm pretty sure somebody will gift it to you by the end of this sentence, the way this community goes. Just to check it out. Trading method? Yeah, it's very simple. Trading method, the cheat sheet on my screen tells me what to do. That's it. This is the plan. It's automated. These are my levels from that plan. The confluences are built into the algo to tell me if it's support or resistance. And therefore, I change my position size based on those confluences. Small, medium, normal is my setup. For a typical prop account like I'm trading here, my normal, see, look at this. Let's get some people that boot camp. So Captain Crunch, I'm going to take one. See, Helpful just bought the boot camp for 4 people. I'm going to give one to you. Now you can come for free. So Cap, I'm going to actually donate one of my 3 to you as a winner. Just come to the boot camp for free. And you can watch the videos about how I'll do it. So helpful. Got a 20K payout from the TBT account you won here. Let's get some people that. Baby, let's go. Oh yeah, man. That's good to see. Okay. So this is the strategy I have is I predict volume with pivots that show me those, or I predict volume with pivots that are high volume. That's it. Every single thing you see drawn on the screen is a nice, clever technique on how to find volume. Each one of these are going to be where traders are, which means no matter what I do, I'm only acting at these places and nowhere else. They're the important places to trade from. Each time I'm at one of these places, then I make a decision based on the confluence. The confluence will change my position size, small, medium, normal, and zero. And in this prop account here, my normal is 4 ES contract. My medium is 2. My small is 1. And my sit out is sit out. So essentially what this says is I'm QQQ NASDAQ futures at the open here. That's this 1A. 1A, I'll trade small if resilience is less than 0. I mean, greater than 0, I'll sit out if it's not. See, 0 if I don't have the confluence. I don't have the confluence, so I'm not trading. If I were trading and did have the confluence, I'd trade it very small. 1B is if you open and fall to the blue line, then I'll hit it with more of a medium 2 contracts. And so it's literally just it's just my cheat sheet here. The blue is way off the charts, so it probably doesn't apply today. And that's basically it. The strategy is position management based on the probabilities of things happening. Now, in the back test, which we share the results from the back test is independently derived from or cataloged by volunteer members of the community. Certain things have a very high probability. 96% of days will close below this green line. 92% of days will close above that green line. When this indicator is greater than half, 90% of days will close above that gray line. When this is greater than half and you fall to here, and the greater market is bullish, which is another thing I'll teach you, 90% of the time that trade works. When this blue line is greater than 0, 80% of days will close above that blue line. So high probability pivoting and the confluence that goes with it. High confluence, trade hard. No confluence, trade small. Simple as that. All right. You haven't taken our boot camp. So we're a statistical trading group and we use clever methods. These gray areas are built off of options. This yellow line is built off of margin requirements. The green line is built off of margin requirements. This is built off of the open and closing imbalance. Give away 3 boot camps here really quick. So Captain, I'll give you one of the boot camp seats, brother. That way you can just take it. Alpha made a 20K payout. He's buying boot camps for the group, man. I love you guys. And the position management, I know you're already profitable with what you're doing, which is awesome. So remember, when you're already profitable with what you're doing, you don't need to make big step changes, right? Ours is a different ideology of trading, but we call it volume prediction. Our basis is that the stock market's unpredictable and random, but the statistics are what they are. Volume is not unpredictable. We can predict where volume can be very accurately. Each one of these lines on my chart is a high volume pivot. Predictable, 100% accuracy. It's never wrong. It's never wrong. Half gap, high volume. Open, high volume, right? So every pivot is a calculated high volume. The algo does all the work. So the idea is if I'm trading, I'm only trading where it matters, where traders will be, which makes my efficiency higher when I'm wrong and when I'm right. I'm right from the right place, but I'm also wrong from the right place. And when you're wrong from the right place, then you're always wrong small. If I were to long right here, I'm wrong big. If I were to be wrong right here, then I'm wrong small. Because I know the volume pivot was lost. So we find volume pivots, they have high probabilities of closing above or below, and then I just trade on the volume pivots and I manage my position based on the confluence, which is a pretty standard way, very basic way to trade. But it's very Very effective, because finding volume is a very consistent practice that we have, and we're very good at that. So my efficiency is good. I'm only longing at the right place that matters. So like right now as an example, market's falling right here. And some of you guys might be like, man, I've been waiting to get a dip this whole morning. That might be it. Whereas my brain is saying, I've been waiting to get a dip all morning. That's the one I want. So you might long here, and you could be right. Remember, this market's random. But say that you long here and the market falls to there. And then you're like, you know what? I'm wrong. Let me stop. You're upside down, and then I'm entering here, and then maybe that's where it pivots. So the idea that I can actually get in at a spot where I know volume will be, which means my efficiency is better at being right at the right spot. It's more important than being right on the trade is being right or wrong from the right spot. Because when you're wrong from the right place, you're always wrong small. And that is like the key to my trading strategy. Being wrong from the right place. I say it so much that people write AI songs called Be Wrong from the Right Place. Okay. We'll give away 3 more free boot camps. Boot camp sesh is going to start up again in January. We're kind of halfway through it now, but you're welcome to join it now. The first month if your name is drawn is comped for free. It's $20 a month, which is like $1 a class. Not that expensive. And you can jump in. We're doing our trader funding masterclass at the end of the series. So you guys learn all my trader funding program stuff. How come I don't short down the yellow line? Good question. In a greater bull market, I don't short. I wait for my long like a sniper and I take it. Even though it could sell off because we have the resistance, this is a B plus short. I only short A setups. I'll long Bs all day long. I'll only short As. I want solid, high probability shorts because the market mostly goes up most days. So I don't like to take tiny short scalps in a bull market. I like to be smart enough just to avoid it. Like I'm that good at not longing here, knowing it's going to come down. Me actively sitting out is knowing it's probably going to come down. But I'm not certain that it does. I certainly just don't want to be long. That's my active trade. Don't be long. But do I want to short? Not really. So somebody said, when you're wrong from the right place is the real fuck you money. Can I go over how I trade overnight strategy? I only use dynamic and how overnight dynamic is calculated. It's the same thing as the daytime hedge pressures. It's just built off of a real-time open interest model that estimates real-time open interest before it actually is released to the public. Wahid Akhtar, winner number 3. And whenever you open whenever the market opens your hedge pressure, I always long and hedge every time. This at the end of the boot camp, I go, oh hell yeah, I'm longing at the open. 2 of my accounts, I long 10 contracts in, literally at the open with a tight stop. I was willing to take the risk. But those are the accounts that are going for the world record payouts. I'm hitting them pretty hard. In a normal trading account, I hit it with 1 or 2, nothing big. So since I'm grinding those accounts out pretty heavy, I hit them hard. The rest of them 1 to 2. Keeping it light, but longing at the open with a tight stop. If I lost, I'd long there with a tight stop. If I open above blue and open above orange, I long at each pivot both times. Wahid, type something in chat, bud. I'll show you guys the technical paper that we just released with the statistics in it. So part of like our strategy as a group is we have volunteers in the group, which is that are putting together papers. And in the boot camp, you have the statistics of our overnight dynamics for the 3 months of data we have since the new model came out. So let me share it with you guys what these statistics actually are of this thing. So Event Horizon, one of our lifetime members, volunteered to do this. And so the way that you read this is that if price were to open, let me get a better color there. If price were to open overnight above the blue and above the orange in that configuration, this is every single possible final move of the day at the end of the day when Globex closes. So this is the whole Globex session. Total number of events, we're adding these up, 12, 16, 18, 20, 23, 27. 27 total events open with this long up configuration, which is what we had last night. We opened slightly above blue and blue was above orange. Of the 27 data points we have, 12, 16, 18 of them closed above blue. Okay. Let's see how that works. 5 of them bounced off of blue like this. 4 of them broke through blue and reclaimed. 3 of them broke through orange and reclaimed. See how that works? None of them broke through and stayed. 4 of them broke through and stayed here and were blue, above blue, but red candle. 2 of them broke through here and stayed there and were red candle. So total, not 18, but 9, 12, 16, 18 of the 27 stayed above blue. So when you do the math, 18 divided by 27. When I tell you have a statistical edge, this is it. 2 out of 3 days will hold blue. Now, those of you that are learning, like from me, do you all understand that something that has a 60 plus, 70 plus, whatever percent is a statistical edge, which means I'll long it almost every time. Because it's 60, I'll only long small. If I count how many times it didn't break orange, that's 18 plus 5 is 23 out of 27, which is all of these stayed above orange. The 23 divided by 27 is 85%. 85% of days don't break the orange. Now, those of you that are new here, do y'all all understand when somebody says, my sample size is quite low? We have 5 years of data. This is just the sample size of the new model. 5 years of data has MHP under ideal conditions 90%. This under ideal conditions 80. Non-ideal conditions, we have another paper that I'll show you. This is just testing the new model, how well it compares with the old model. So the idea is the new model. So the 5-year back test was 80% here, 90% here. When we looked at what is it in a bear market, we looked at when the market was crashing during COVID. During COVID, same side open and close same side for blue under non-ideal. Remember, 80 is ideal when all your confluence lines up. Non-ideal in a bear market, this is the Trump tariff crash, is 68. So 80 best case scenario, 68 in a bear market, 80 in the perfect bull market. Hedge pressure monthly is 90. And again, this was created by another volunteer member, Humble Trader. These people don't work here. They're just members themselves. They do all this themselves and publish this to the group. So same side, open and close. You open above, close above is 73. So over the last 5 years, we've had pretty much this understanding. Then we had a bear market. We have this understanding. Worst case, best case. All cases, you are somewhere between those numbers. And then we created a new model for the dynamic overnight, which is what I'm showing you here, which are these levels, which mirror the same results. The overnight dynamic came in at about 85% there, which is in the expected range. This one was 66%, which is in the expected range. So the sample size is low for this, but we've only had this model for 3 months, the newer version of the overnight model, which you're asking. So this is the overnight data. This is the morning data. So because the overnight data, small sample size, is still in the range of what's expected, we're assuming it's valid, right? In science, sometimes you'll have to take a shortcut like that. I'd love to have 5 years of overnight data, but we have to wait 5 years for it. In the meantime, since its results on the small sample size are within the expected norm, I'm okay with personally trading it myself. So I trade it just the same. So does our model correlate with fib levels? It does not. So if you guys are asking questions about what we do here, that's what we do here. I know your traditional Discord community is like a kid drawing indicators on charts. We're like a full research community with quants statisticians, mathematicians, data miners putting stuff together. We have volunteers publishing papers inside of Rocket Scooter. We're not your same typical, bro. We're not your typical trading group. This is data driven. So if you're like, I want something that's got statistics and I want to know the numbers, those are the numbers. MHP and WHP, we have data that goes all the way back until 2020. Actually, 2019, but we say 2020 is because 2019 we have some data that we have to recompile, and we could come up with the 2019 data. But available, we have 5 years. Yeah. So, you like to contribute in the backtesting? Does the platform allow backtesting? And we haven't built the module for it yet. As soon as we're finished with the bugs that are with the chart display, backtesting is the next module we're going to build. Yeah. Yeah. When is FOMC? At 2 p.m. What grade would I give longs off QQQ open? It's considered slightly better than a coin flip. It's a B plus if it says support, minus if it says resistance. Yeah. You've been using options on MHP bounce for some stocks. Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's good. Why is only resilience giving up? What's the reason? Resilience is telling you that the net sum of market cap and that index is actually trading down in here. So if I were to go look at a bunch of stocks, the majority of the stocks gapped up and then faded their gap. So not all the tech ones, but this is an entire aggregate of the index. So all the Nasdaq 100 stocks, most of the market cap is down here rather than gapping and going. With the S&P, most of the market cap is down here rather than gapping and going. That's why I've been cautious to not take heavy longs here, because the stocks are down here. So the index is like, while there are buyers of the index was trying to make its way lower. We can see that. But it doesn't mean I'm bearish this market, because I'm still bullish the market. The index can trade on its own whenever it wants, but it's trying to make its way lower. So my bet is, because it can do this, I want to wait for that instead of take that, right? The index connecting with the stocks ideally should be down in here somewhere. So it means potentially I could get a low, that low to buy from. So I'm not buying from this low, even though it's going up. I'd rather just miss out on this one and chill and get a better entry. Have you ever tried to trade Forex? Oh no, never. Not once. If resilience was above 0, would I'll be longing right now? Yeah, with a small position, 100%. So the open on the data is, this isn't futures open, this is equities open. There's all reason for that. The redistribution zone is where the open and closing imbalances are of the actual underlying equities products. So for example, for Nasdaq futures, I'm looking at what QQQ open was translated to Nasdaq futures, which is here. This is QQQ's close, 4 p.m. Eastern previous day, 9:30 Eastern today. This is the real time hours, open and close. Why so small? If resilience is greater than 0, because the algo says small. Remember, redistribution zone is not considered an 80 or 90%er. We call this one roughly 60%. We don't really have data on it, but anecdotally, it's about like a 60%. When resilience and confluence is good, about 60% of the time, it will stay above half gap. That's what we assume. We don't have enough data to really catalog that, but I'm telling you, I feel that it's not 80 or 90. And because I feel it's like works more often than it doesn't, but it doesn't feel like it's a huge pivot. For now, I trade it for small until I get enough data to confirm that it's better than we thought. So we don't have a back test done, which we will with the back test module, of how many times you hit half gap and fill the gap with positive res before you hit a stop. It could very well be a 70 or 80%, or we don't know. But because it's not, because I know it works more than it doesn't, I assign it a B grade for lack of data. Yeah. Do I trade gold? Nah, man, I don't trade any equities. I mean, any commodities anymore. I used to trade oil when I got started. If it's likely we go lower, why not short, Jacob? Well, right, because I don't think it's likely to go lower. It's unlikely to go lower and it just possibly can go lower. So I'm still want to be bullish. I'm going to use that it may go lower as a potential better dip to buy instead of let me short the low probability short. It wants to be here, but it's not a high probability that it does. In the longer term, like this is a today move. In the greater sense of the market wants to go up. So the bigger pull of the market is going up. I'm using the possibility of maybe a dip to allow me to get a better entry on a market that's still going up. So I don't like to chase at the highs when I don't have good confluence. Instead, I like to sit on the sidelines. We're one Donald Trump tweet away from the dip that I want to continue the bull market up. So in this kind of environment, what I do is I know that the market's bullish and I know that the market kind of wants to be here on that greater bull market trip. So I'll just wait. Maybe Fed will dip it to here. Maybe Trump will dip it to there. But I don't like to get in on a trade and wait forever for something to happen, right? I react when it happens. That's the trick. Being on the sidelines more often than not is a trick to making money. Trader, it's in and out. In and out. I'm not in the market for hours at a time. Serial Trader says, bro, it's not that simple. Which part is not simple? Something I said or something that someone else said? So Tire Coffee, the answer is a major question I had on the divergence of the underlying stocks versus Nasdaq. Yes. Oh, yeah. So let me give you some more information about how resilience works. Resilience is my brainchild of a stock aggregate. Let me teach you something really neat about resilience. This might be the coolest thing you've ever heard about an indicator. It's very complex. Hopefully so. Okay. There are two principles that we're exploiting. Number one is that the S&P futures, let's use S&P as an example, is tracking the underlying SPX. Okay. Okay, Cyril, thanks for letting me know. SPX is hard equal to a market cap weight sum of the stocks. Okay, we'll just do function of stocks. Okay. So sum up the stocks, do the math. There's your index. Index equals stocks. Stocks go up, index goes up. This is a math equation. You don't trade SPX. This is just an equation. You trade this, and this is trying to equal that. It's tracking that, but it can trade on its own while tracking that. So the futures contract can deviate from the path it wants to be on, but ultimately wants to be on the path it wants to be on, right? Equal the stocks inside of it. Yo, what's up, Mike? Welcome to the community, brother. So the idea is that futures are tracking the stocks. Very simple, right? Now, here's another principle. S&P open and S&P close. The open and close, chat, we all agree is high volume, right? Right, the highest volume of the day. You can put any chart on the screen and see the volume looks the same every day. Remember, our strategy is all volume, right? You can look at the open and close of the equity session every single day. It's a J sort of hook sort of shape. High volume at the start, high volume at the end, right? So we can all agree open and close is a high volume pivot where there's lots of buyers and sellers. So it's very liquid. That's principle number two. The open and close of the equity session is liquid. So let's write our assumptions on the chart, right? Liquid here, liquid here. If you guys see how like I tackle and solve a problem, my background is engineering, right? So I'm a chemical engineer by design. We solve a problem by just drawing it out. So we have a liquid spot with lots of buyers and sellers. We have a liquid spot with lots of buyers and sellers here. Okay. High volume, high volume. And then the other assumption is this futures contract is trying to track the stocks with it. Okay. Now the stocks also have an open and close with high volume, high volume. They're also liquid on the boundaries. If you have a lot of buyers and sellers here and it's liquid, and you have a lot of buyers and sellers here that it's liquid, do we all understand that this is double liquid at the middle? Like liquidity is where buyers and sellers meet with the highest amount of transactions. That makes sense? So higher liquid, more trades are taken off. Traders either agree on the price or the trading is more available, right? Do we all understand this? Market makers are also neutral here. That's another point, yeah. Everybody so far understand this, right? Liquid in the middle, liquid in the middle. It's a buy imbalance or a sell imbalance that causes the gap. So liquid here, absolutely liquid here. The dealers are neutralizing their position inside of here, because the dealers are the ones taking the imbalance when the market gaps. We call this the redistribution zone. Market makers are redistributing their position. If there's a 100,000 share buy imbalance that gaps up, the market makers are short. If sellers are stepping in, they're dropping the price so they can cover lower to get out of their short and neutralize. Simple as that. That was complicated. Just rewind and listen to it again. Okay, so the assumptions are futures track the stocks, try to, and futures are liquid on the boundaries. Stocks also liquid on the boundaries. So what we did was we created a gap fill predictor that does the following. Let's load up Apple as an example. Apple stock opened here, or sorry, Apple stock closed here yesterday, opened here today. So Apple gapped up. We know what a gap is. So yesterday, Apple closed here. Gap up, today's open. Okay. So what our algorithm does is it looks at every stock at these liquid points and makes a determination. If every stock was exactly in the middle at the most liquid spot, then resilience will be 0, right on the edge. It means every stock is balanced at the highest liquid spot. And it's market cap weighted, so we adjust for market cap. If every single stock, and by Apple, JP Morgan, Tesla, etc., all of them are monitored at the same time, and we're looking for the following. If just one stock moves right here, and the rest of them are flat, we have a third assumption. The third is more like a postulate. When markets go up, it's because markets are seeking sellers. Market makers are looking for sellers when price goes up. When price goes down, market makers are looking for buyers. So if price just comes off the middle just a little bit where it is super liquid, then markets are looking for sellers. Where are they? Well, the original assumption, buyers and sellers are on the edges of this box. That's the liquid spot. So if the market, if Tesla stock were to go just a little tiny bit and every other stock was flat, then the algorithm will take notice and say, ooh, Tesla's on the move. It's now looking for sellers. So we'll actually calculate how much remaining move it has to fill the gap, and then it'll write that down. The actual move is going to make the actual S&P go up just a little bit, but the move that hasn't happened yet, the algorithm will calculate the implied move of where it will likely be if Tesla were to fill its gap completely to find the liquidity it's looking for. So what resilience actually does is it sums up all of those implied moves at every given time. Every stock that's right here or right there, or like right there, like slightly above or slightly below, it completes the move and then calculates what the index actually will be in the future if all the stocks complete their destiny of filling the gap. So it's designed to be a leading indicator to understand that stocks are on the move to fill their gap, and then it balances it all out and it checks to see if the futures are leading or lagging behind that implied value. If the futures are lagging behind that implied value, resilience will be greater than 0. If futures are leading that implied value in the other direction, it'll be less than 0. Or sorry, if stocks are going up to fill their gap here and futures hasn't moved yet, resilience will be up to tell you jump in on the train to fill the gap. If stocks are moving down and resilience is less than 0, then jump on the train to fill the gap that way. So it's a very complex indicator. Here's the too long didn't read. It is a leading indicator for gap fill prediction on the index. So that's what it does. The idea that we monitor not what the stock is doing, but what the stock wants to do on the principles of in that redistribution zone, it's looking for liquidity, then that's how resilience is designed to work. So resilience is looking at every stock at one time, looking for tiny little changes across this middle barrier only, and then calculating where it will go, and then recalculating what the S&P should be, and seeing if the futures are lagging behind that level. And if they are, then you jump in on the move. Does this make sense, everybody? The futures move before stock moves all the time. They can, which is why resilience is a leading indicator most of the time. In rational markets, stocks will move first and futures will track. In a massive event or chaotic event or news event or whatever, everything's moving crazy. It's not as effective. But in a normal market, you're walking along, resilience will tell you if people are buying Tesla, Apple, whatever, very quickly, You'll be able to make that that assumption. So an example here, this is telling you most of the stocks are down inside of this box somewhere looking to move this way. And so while the index is moving up, why I called that a bull trap was because the index is like trying, while it is trading on its own, it's trying to make its way back down where the stocks are. You guys like this indicator? Pretty cool, right? So it's the only indicator in the world designed to be a leading indicator because it makes predictive assumptions on where the futures will be or should be based on what the stocks are doing. Show a individual stock example for Chase. Is Chase a person or Chase like JP Morgan Chase? Oh, so I have Apple on the screen right here, right? For Chase. Okay, I get it. Nvidia here, right? Chase Winshaw, okay. So an example here is that Nvidia is above the half gap. So it's contributing to resilience being on this side. So Nvidia is good. Majority of the market cap is not. So the idea is if every single stock was sitting here at 0, like I'm just drawing a bunch of stocks, and if one of them were to move just a tiny little bit, the algo would say, aha, the S&P maybe went up 5 cents. The algo would be like, aha, but if Nvidia keeps going to fill the gap, it should be 15 cents. And it says, well, futures only moved up 5. Oh, there's a 10-cent discrepancy. Pew! Resilience is greater than 0. Arbitrage. It's an arbitrage indicator with leading indicator qualities. Resilience is by far one of the coolest thing I've invented, I feel. I use it nonstop in my trading decisions. How would I trade Nvidia with RS is what you're asking? Nvidia, how you would trade Nvidia stock? Liquidity map, that's it. You don't have a resilience is watching the index's tracking of the stocks inside of it. You can't use resilience for a single stock. This is looking at how the basket is moving relative to the instrument that tracks the basket. This is an arbitrage indicator between futures and the basket of shit it's tracking. You wouldn't use resilience to trade a single stock. It doesn't have any power there. Yeah, not at all. This is telling me the futures are lagging behind the stocks. As you're seeing the negative resilience up here, as we all see negative resilience here, right when we broke through, I'm not long in this market. And look what it's doing. See how good resilience is? As the market's trying to bounce, we said bull trap an hour ago. We said it again here, and we are right. See, the idea is that futures can trade on its own, but like its destiny is like trying to catch up with the stocks down here. And resilience allows me to see that. Like I said, part of my high win rate is very powerful tools. This is not a, this is not your typical breadth indicator. It has predictive characteristics, and it looks at the arbitrage between the futures and the index. Can we have resilience one more time? I don't understand what the question is. Why does the close say resistance and I would long there? Because I can still take the trade. Nothing's 100%. If it says resistance, then I would assume 60% of days are resisting, 40% of the days will break. I assume it's about 60-40. And in the greater bull market, when 70% of days are green, I'm more likely to ignore the resistance side of this and still join the bull trend anyways when greater market is bullish. But because the indicator is going against me, I'll just trade it very small. Because I still try to bet that most days end up green when greater bull market's bullish. I still try to join the bull market as much as I can, but when I don't have the resilience support, I just trade it small because 70% of days will be green anyways. Does that make sense? Everybody? I don't make the same judgment call for bearishness. Bearishness, I gotta be bear across the board with bear confluence or whatever. But because 70% of days are green when greater market is bullish, which the condition is flagged now, 7 out of 10 days will be green. I'm more often going to long at the open every single time. Just the difference is because resilience is less than 0, I only longed in like 2 to 4 of these, 20 whatever accounts. If resilience is greater than 0, I'd long in probably 10. That's the difference. Lower risk to still join the bull trade against understanding that it might be resistance. Because as you see, the bull market is still trying to play out on the grander scheme of things. So I can get some bull scalps in there. Remember, markets don't just fall straight down. In a bull market, they sort of like work their way down. There's still some good eats on the long side on the way down. This ain't your grandpappy's Bollinger Band. How do you get access to resilience? It's part of the Rock Scooter suite of tools. They're tools like craftily engineered for like advanced analysis. So essentially, shouldn't it say support? No, dude, you've been here long enough to ask questions like that. You know, the resistance is just telling you it's resistance. Why would it say support? Resistance is telling you the probabilities. Dude, I screamed this on Blue and that. You got to remember this. Resistance means it's more probable this way than this way. On the shorter term, like today's trade, 60-40. All resistance and support are telling you is where the seesaw is tilted. But if something is 51-49, it will still say resistance, but I may zoom out and say I'm still bullish for the greater term because that is 70% of days. So you have to understand that something that's right on the edge, like 60-40, on the bull side, I'll still ignore. On the bear side, I won't. On the bear side, I will be bearish every time. In a greater bear market, 100% of the time. In a bull market, in a bear market, I will be bearish. I will be rigid there. In a bull market, even with the bear signal, I'll still be bullish. Because the blind monkey. I tend to take the bull stance all the time when it's a tiebreaker. That's close enough to 50-50 that I'll still long it just with small risk. On the bear side, if it's falling here in a greater bear market and this says resistance, I am not longing from, and that says support, support. I am not going to long here with bear signals because only 30% of days are bearish in greater bull market, right? I will long in a bear signal with smaller position because most days are green. I won't short, let me say the better one. I won't short a bull signal in a bear day. But I will always long a bear signal in a bull day, but just long small. We call it the blind monkey theory. The markets just go up most times. And so because this is a weaker signal, and I'm just talking about resilience only. This is a 60-40. I don't do this with hedge pressure or monthly hedge, none of that. These are higher probability pivots, not there, just here. When playing gap fills, I will still trade long when it says resistance because it's not that strong of a support or resistance. It's a weak one. It bounces around inside of here all the time. I'm not longing here for a breakout bull run. I'm longing here for a scalp and getting out of the way. So the fact that you're not noticing that I longed here and closed here because it wasn't strong, you're missing the whole point of trading in general. The confluence is bad. I'm not betting that it goes through the roof. I'm scalping on the way down because bull markets don't just fall. Bull markets like work their way down slowly, but I can trade off of those pivots the whole way down. But because I know I don't have the confluence, I'm not stupidly betting like that. I'm not jumping in on the high like an idiot. I'm closing my bets at the peaks and knowing what I have in front of me. That's it. You guys get it? I will try to be a bull as much as I can in a greater bull market. So because it says resistance, and let me just show you, like, let me execute a trade here. I want to long here, right? But it says resistance. Okay, I'm going to long very small, maybe just one account with one contract. Why? Well, I'm betting that maybe people start buying the stocks. It looks like resilience is picking up some steam. It's not that bullish yet. It's still mostly bearish, but more and more and more stocks are jumping to that side of half gap. So maybe down here, I can get in on the trade and then maybe resilience will pop, and then maybe I'm positioned well for that to pop after, right? 2-3 steps ahead. I teach all this in the boot camp. Yes, sir. Jose said, give Chase a boot camp. All right. Chase, you haven't taken the boot camp yet, dude? I always thought you did. I got you, bro. So the idea is I'm always going to be very lenient on what it takes to be a bull. I always want to be a bull as much as I can. On a bear, I got to have rigid bear setups to be a bear. To fight a bull market, it needs to be very bearish. I will 0% short when this says resistance, ever. When this says support, I will never short. When this says resistance, I will still sometimes long, if everything else is good on the longer term. What other community buys boot camps or others? Yo, Rich, what's up, buddy? It's been a while, man. I miss chatting with you, dude. Looks like Rich is donating something as well. Okay, let's give away 8 boot camps to you guys. Thank you guys for your donations. All right. Very quickly, boot camp. The indicators, $99 to try it out, and then $159 a month for Rocket Scooter. The whole platform, actually. That's how much it costs. Comes with the whole suite of liquidity map tools, training, everything. You see how even though it says it's resistance, it's mostly saying the longer term drive for the rest of the day is resistance. It doesn't mean it's going to fall through it. Remember, bull markets are buoyant. They bounce even if they're lowering. This is trying not to sell off, but it's trying to match the stocks, which are somewhere down in here. It's about as, you know, like that's why I'm not shorting it either, because it's not like the market's falling. But I'm not longing in the middle. I might take a long right here just to demonstrate it for you guys. Thank you for your donations, Rich, my brother. Jose, appreciate you guys. So they're gonna donate 8 bootcamp seats for strangers. That's what I love about my community, man. How many people out there are trying so hard to sell their shit to people, right? Here, the people buy it for each other. This is what makes me so happy. It makes me very proud of what we've made here. You guys are willing to help community members out. They're buying you your education. That's very heartwarming to me. S&P and Nasdaq are looking not so bad. Oh wait, this one already maxed out. No, this one didn't max out. Okay. This is a really stupid entry. This is a very bad entry for me. I should have got in on this dip at 34, whatever. I'll trade one contract just to demonstrate the trade. This account needs to make like $800 more. Let me trade one of my Fund Index accounts too. Right at half gap when it dips. On NASDAQ. Put a starter position of 2 right here on the next red candle. Give me some red. I'm going to build maybe 4 contracts inside of here. So this is going to demonstrate that principle. Greater market is bullish. Resilience is less than 0. So because resilience is less than 0, my trade is going to be no better than that. Okay. I'm longing from there to there and that's it. Because it's probably resistance. So I'm going to scalp from here to here. Why? Well, because the bull market is still there. So I'm going to take the long as I'm showing right on the half gap. Letting it ride. That 2 contracts on NASDAQ fucking running. That's already $600. Right? Even though it's resistance, I know I'm not betting for a big breakout rally. And look at this. Let me close out. That's $680 in 30 seconds of work. Type in bootcamp. I closed out because it said resistance.
I promise I'll wash my hands. It doesn't mean that the potential to move is there. It's just grabbing a little bit in and out, right? All right. All right. 10, 9, get your boot camps in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Copy. Okay. Just for fun on this one ES trade, let's double check. Resilience isn't great, but you can see how it's trying to bounce there. It's still negative, so I'm not betting that it breaks out from any of these levels it's been bouncing at. And so I just grabbed a scalp with that NASDAQ. Geez, that was whatever it was. 27 to 48, a quick 20-point scalp. Easy peasy. All right. All right, you guys, let's go. Pick 8. I'll donate 2 more. Let's do 10 random names. So I'll donate 160 bucks to the stream. And thank you guys for your $20 donation. I will match it. Ready? Boom. Does a boot camp come with a boot camp? This is very possible. Arcadium Futures Trading Edge, Daniel Ramos, Reven, Cooper Brown, Jimbo, Faithflow Melodies, Camille, Zahirudin, Ahmed, and Aesthetic Vibes and Chase. If you haven't taken the boot camp, I'll add you to the list as well. Reach out to Slack. So that's 11. You guys can come for free. And Captain Crunch. Check it out. All right. Thank you guys. Thank y'all for playing. Did we get 1,000 likes? Oh, we only got 770. Oh, you guys didn't want that other giveaway. Oh, so sorry. All right. So I think FOMC today is going to be kind of tight on the range. I don't think we're going to rally or sell beyond highs or too far beyond lows, but we'll see what happens. ChatGPT is really bad with spelling. If you won any of our giveaways, you need to go to my Discord in the description below of the video. You need to go to the contest channel and talk to an admin named Slacks. You need to send him a screenshot of your YouTube ID, and that's it. We'll hook you up. Okay, guys, because I feel so much I love y'all so much, we'll still do a Thunder Next giveaway. Why not? But only 5. I can reward your laziness for not clicking the like button, but maybe I'll give more later if you can get up to 1,000. Baby, get that typed in. Giveaway soon. Type it in, type it in, type it in. Stream free, stream freeze. Stream freezing? Am I frozen? Doesn't look like I'm frozen. Am I frozen? We said it's okay now. I'm back. I'm back. Oh, I was frozen for a minute. For a second. For a hot minute. Dude, it's almost been daily. Like the stream cuts out for like a minute or two every once in a while. YouTube's last update has been kind of trash, I feel like. What's the difference between Rocket Scooter and Spot Gamma? Spot Gamma is like a baby version of Rocket Scooter. The major difference is that Spot Gamma doesn't have a real-time open interest model or a dealer hedging model. Isolate dealer options. We're the only software in retail that has a dealer hedging model and real-time open interest model. So we can isolate market maker positions. Spot Gamma is a bulk analysis tool. Very infantile as far as its approach. It barely scratches the surface of the power of gamma exposure. Gamma exposure is useless when you use every option in the chain. When you master extracting dealer options, you can master finding volume pivots, because the whole point of a dealer option is to find a volume pivot. Can you guys not all see the screen where it has the word phone call written on the fucking screen? Jesus Christ, everybody. No, 90% of people in chat are like, you're muted, you're muted. I had to draw a picture of a phone, like a phone from 1987 on my stream. That's a phone. Shut up. That's a phone. You guys are dumb. It's definitely a phone. Okay, it looks like a piece of cheese, I know, but whatever. Okay. What are you doing? What's up, iDoc? Okay. Hey guys, sorry about that. I had a phone call earlier, and I drew a phone on the screen. I know it was I know y'all didn't like the way the phone looked. It was a phone, dang it. I had a phone call, so he muted it, and then IDOT called me. So the phone call was from a broker actually that we work with, and they were trying to talk to me about some things. They want to have a meeting. We might be able to get some good brokerage incentives for y'all for one of our CQG brokers that we work with, like, you know, discounted commissions or something. I don't get anything out of it, no affiliate, none of that stuff. Just so, like, you know, give you guys like a promotional rate or something with one of our broker partners. That was what that was about. All right, 5 funded X accounts. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. So somebody wrote another song for Farina celebrating her first payout today. We have two Farina songs. This is awesome. Farina, my trader queen is what it's called. Dude, y'all are so meta when it comes to the songs. Like, the songs are written so fast these days. Matt just scratched his nose a second ago. Reminds me of the Chappelle Show skit. You know, it's like Tupac, you remember that? Like, well, actually it's kind of different, but he's like, I wrote this song a long time ago, a real long time ago. This is the dopest song I ever wrote back in '94. I remember that skit. The Tupac still writing songs after he died. Writing songs about pagers and the internet. 9/11. JP3. All right. Very cool, very cool, very cool. Diego threw up a song. Called the Rocket Scooter. That's it. The Matt song. 20 more minutes till My Fun at TV, guys. Yellow line's coming up, 26,210 Nasdaq. Breaking yellow is a pretty big drop. So I'm not long in here. I'm just kind of chilling. Ghost, my light. Chase England. Next winner. Type something, man. Three more. Funded next, 25K rapid accounts. Funded next is the fastest payout in the West. 1 day to pass, 3 days to payout rapids. Fantastic plan. It's our most used code now. People love it. After 5 payouts, you go uncapped. Currently, FundedX is having this fantastic deal where the legacy account has no consistency on it. This is like the big deal they're doing. No DLL, no consistency, no activation fee, no monthly fee. So FundedX is like going crazy. JP3 won again. Wait, bruh. All right, Slacks will have to give you a second account for a different firm. So you want my funded account? Fire. Yeah, dude. All right, so you don't get two funded next. They'll look at us weird if we give away two. You want my funded? All right. So we'll still give away. All right, so that's 4. One more. All right, so you'll get a my funded futures account to go with it, man. Look at that. Freaking rigged, dude. All right, let me write you down here. You gotta let Slacks know you won both of them. Last one. Resilience is getting a slight bit of bump here at half gap, but not a lot. Trying to save here. Ravi, Kiran, Vadlapudi. Type something in chat, bud. Congrats. 2 winners. What the heck? Wait, that's 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Medney. And Q. All right, got you. Congrats to the winners. All right, you know the drill. Winners of our contest, you must go to the Discord, which is in the link in the description below. You must go to my Discord. You must go to the contest channel and locate an admin named Slack. Send him a message, a screenshot of YouTube ID. Let him know that you won the account. Prove that it's you behind that account. Have an account with FundedX or My Funded Futures already, or from earlier ETF, whoever it is. Have the accounts already, and we'll hook you up with your free account to check it out. You have a blast. We love all of our partners. That's why I work with them. Accounts I personally like or would trade. And we'll hook you up with your account ASAP. Does it weaken if it hits multiple times? Aha, now you get to learn the second mode of resilience. Right now, ooh, res is greater than 0. Do I want to take a trade? Maybe. Res is greater than 0 in S&P, baby. Let's let it ride. Healing. So when it bounces, you look at resilience to show you the strength of the underlying. It bounces here. It bounces here. And then it bounces here. When resilience gets stronger, you have more stocks on that side of the box, which is awesome. So in this example, this bounce res was -9. This bounce is -7. This overshoot is -6. And then this bounce is now +2. As it's bouncing, more stocks are filling their gap this way. So an example, I'll take a small long trade here so you guys can see the trade. I'm betting that resilience now stays better. See how I'm waiting over here? Now we'll see if we get a good setup off of this. Let me pop some of these. I need to sort of like play these evals. So I'm just going to kind of like hit them hard just in case I blow them up. I don't care. I need to pass some of these evals today. Not pass, but get some trades in them today. So let me set my risk settings. I forgot to do that. I bought 6 new evals today. On to next legacy. I'm just passing as many of them as I can while the sale's still going on. That way I can have a huge buffer for these bad boys.
See what waiting is so good for, right? Now we get there. Now the data looks good. Anything can happen for Fed, right? So I'm kind of cool with it. Now we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening today. Where is this one at? All right, so at the half gap, I'm gonna pop a trade in like 4 of these accounts here to the long side. These are all evals, the zeros, and then I got this one account here needs to make like 800 bucks to cap out today at profit. Actually, 500 bucks from here. And so it'll close out at $500 profit, which will give me 800 on that account for today. I think that's the limit I have, or 1900. I programmed it, something like that. Let's let her ride. Positive res is a good sign. Hopefully we get something riding off of this. Now again, Fed can just completely kill the market today, but this is a good sign. I'm going to definitely be flat before Fed, but maybe I can get a nice little gap fill scalp. Maybe this 280 level NASDAQ, maybe this 648 level in S&P, maybe 13 points off of this would be kind of nice. About here. Bum, 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 bum. For consistency, are you capping yourself at 40%? Yeah, usually if it's a fresh eval, I'm capping myself at 40, which will be a $2,400 profit. Yeah, for 6,000. Wait, somebody said the bot is a mess? Wait, which bot? Which bot, William? The spinny wheel bot for the contests? FOMC is going to be in 2 hours from now. So if there's a scammer, like trust you, and I say, if you scam a free account from the prop accounts, Slacks will find out. Our prop partners will look you up. And if you are like, you're not going to be able to steal from us. We've got really good at figuring out. We have a whole system to catch scammers. Trust me. If somebody that won is illegitimately winning, we ban them. Our prop partners ban them. For example, is if you try to steal a Fund and X account by using 2 names in our YouTube drawing, and you go to Fund and Next, we have a whole system to catch you. So not only will we ban you from here, they'll ban you from there, and then we'll go message Tradeify, My Funded Futures, Take Profit, and they'll also ban you from there too. We have a partnership with all of our partners. So we actually get people banned and their IP banned and their phone number and their social banned from prop firms. If that even tells you don't fuck with us and try to scam us. I'll get you banned from prop trading for life. So don't steal from us. And the way that we do it is pretty simple, because a lot of them have VPN checks and no VPN rules and things like this. We will know if you're signing in from the same IP, the same email address, the same social. You will eventually get caught 100% of the time. And we even make it hurt by we message all of our other prop partners and we make sure they ban you too. And you'll never be able to prop trade again by stealing one account from us. And we've done it to plenty of people, trust me. They don't learn their lesson, and then those socials are banned forever from prop firms that we work with. Because they don't want you stealing from them. Ooh, all right, 10 contracts NASDAQ. That was $3,600. Let's go, my big account. Taking that pop, just getting that 40 points. Like it. Run it. Go up higher, a little bit higher. Come on, a little bit higher, baby. Let's run it. Come on, a little higher. I'm not happy with this much. I want to see a little bit more. A little bit more. We have a partnership with our partners. They don't want scammers in their ranks, because a scammer will be a person who will also scam them. like try to cheat getting payouts and stuff. A scammer will scam them too. And they're very eager to weed those out ahead of time because a scammer is going to like try to scam a payout, get denied, and then go to social media and complain they didn't get a payout. So like illegitimate people, they are 100% on board to remove them from the start. Yeah. So for us, we tell you guys, you know, slacks will catch you. If you're like, ooh, let me go out there and secretly create a new prop account, they won't know that it's me. Well, then when you go collect your payout and you do your KYC, we'll find out that it's you, and then you'll get banned, and you'll get banned from there, and you'll get banned from here, and you'll get banned from everywhere. The minute that KYC comes out and you manage to try to get a payout, we will catch you. That's where we catch most people. There's a delay, but we'll catch you, and then we'll ruin your prop trading career forever because you're stealing. And so don't steal. Somebody was like, the last person we caught, they did this. They ran out and signed up for a new account and said, great, I've never used so-and-so firm before. I'm excited to use it. They made a new account under their grandma's name, and then they went and traded it. They got to fund it. They tried to get a payout. They went to the KYC, and the grandma got busted because she didn't pass the KYC. She knew nothing about futures. And then they knew it was the person. And we figured out who it was, and then they got banned. Yeah, like you're going to go out there and try to start your grandma's account or whatever. We're going to catch you. So don't steal. Don't steal if you like prop trading. Stealing is bad. Ride, gonna let her ride. Come on, go fill that gap, baby. Positive S&P, positive. Let her rip. Pre-Fed trading. Hanging on to it. One of my accounts, the one that says 1500, is now up $5,000. Fund a next world record. Let's go. $6,000. Let's go. I'll take that. Let's close before lunchtime. Let's profit. Let me just pull out. Again, that's 40 points. I'm okay with that. Remember, choppy pre-fed bullshit. I'm cool with it. Love it. Now, all of these evals I tapped all went up a little bit. Take a look there. Here's the screenshot now. Just saying, I'm just scalping, looking great. So these four right here are my my Fund a Next world record payout accounts, which is up 22,000 today. And these are all direct to funded. The rest of them are evals, which is good. Boom. All right. Gotta go, guys. You know the drill. You don't have to go home. But you can't stay here, but you come back here at Fed because we'll be live streaming that. Today, I will be live on MyFunded TV for an hour. Then we'll be back here in the afternoon for FOMC. This is week 8 of winning streak. 8 weeks of no overall red days. It's been crazy. 35, 846. Fantastic. Now, granted, this part of these are evals. So these are the new evals I bought. 3 of them I passed yesterday. 2 of them I busted yesterday. And the rest of them I'm still working on. Or 3 evals I passed. The other ones I bought yesterday, still working on those. So I've got, I don't know, maybe of that 36, like maybe 7 of that is still eval. Will the spinny wheel thing? Yeah, I know, man. It's like the best we got. That's the crappy part. All right, y'all. I'll see you later. Join me on MyFunded TV, my friends. Let me give you all the link there. You know, these guys, they like to dump 20, 30 giveaway accounts in the middle of the stream. Resets and all kind of fun stuff. Did it matter that NQ res was negative? Nope, because S&P drives the boat. When S&P is positive, I trust S&P because it's a more diversified index than I do trust NASDAQ. Remember, NASDAQ only has health, telecom, and tech. S&P is diversified with energy, utilities, financials. If the S&P is bearish, the NASDAQ will be pulled with it. If S&P is bullish and NASDAQ is bearish, typically the S&P wins. You're just seeing sector rotation at that point. One guy winning 2 and 3 times in 2 days.
Oh, it's not the bot's fault, dude. It's RNG for you, man. RNG will sometimes pop a name twice. Back to back sometimes. That's just... It happens frequently. Not frequently, sorry. It happens occasionally. He used up all his luck for the year, though. Yes, sir. All right, we'll see you guys at My Fun and TV, my friends.
Come on, give me the pullback. We just need 45. You can do it. You can